On WOR, Cespedes would drive in 4 on the night. The Mets down the Marlins 12-1 and now take sole possession of first in the NL East after the Nationals lost to the Diamondbacks. Sticking with baseball, David Price made his debut for the Toronto Blue Jays. Simply put, he was what they were hoping for. Price dominated the Twins over 8 innings, striking out 11 and allowing just 1 run in Toronto's 5-1 victory. How did Price feel in his debut?
If I'd have struck out 0 and had the same game, we'd have won. To me, that's what's important.
Following the death of 9-year-old Kaiser Carlisle, the bat boy for the liberal BJs, the National Baseball Congress has prohibited the use of bat boys and girls for the remainder of their World Series in Kansas. The Carolina Panthers may be without one of their best defenders. Star Lotu Lelai suffered a stress reaction in his surgically repaired foot and will miss at least several weeks. Judges paved the way for the Rams to build a new $1 billion stadium in St. Louis that would be publicly financed. The judge ruled in favor of the Rams, eliminating the need for a public vote. In spite of the ruling, Rams owner Stan Kroenke may move the team to the Los Angeles market. Dave Packer, ABC Sports.
For Newsradio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 104.1, 92.9 FM in Thurston County, and streaming online audio and video this morning, KMAS.com. Hey, how are you? Good morning and welcome to it, the day that never ends. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. It is time for some sports notes, and the Mariners win a wild and woolly contest, their first in Colorado at Coors Field, which is humongous. It's a big field, but the air is thin, and the ball really sails. And so sail the ball did, and boy, oh boy. Let's start out with Nelson Cruz hitting home run number 30 on the season.
The 3-1 swing and a line drive, deep left center field, and this baby's gone. Goodbye, baseball. In and out of the seats in left center field. Nelson Cruz, more of a line shot home run. Cruz with his 30th home run of the season, and he now has hit home runs in 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive games. How about that?
How about that? Pretty good stuff, huh? So Nelson Cruz with a ding-dong daddy, and that was in the second. And, Brad Miller had a home run in the third inning. But before we got out of the second inning, nobody less than Kyle Seager himself with a home run.
The 0-1 to Kyle swing and a fly ball deep into the gap in right center field. Going. Goodbye, baseball. Off the back wall of the Mariner bullpen. Holy smokes, Kyle Seager with his 16th home run of the season, and it gives the Mariners a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, this is the second inning.
Yeah.
Then we go to the third inning, and then it's our friend, our newest friend, Miller.
Swinging a line drive, pelted left field. Parker looking up, and this is over the wall for a home run. Miller in opposite field, laser beam just over the yellow piping in left field, and it's the third Mariners homer. 7-1 Seattle.
Yeah, so we were off to a pretty rousing start in 3 innings, having things our way. You hear all the crowd? Quite a few Seattle fans there at the game. And so it was pretty exciting. And you got Felix on the mound. What could possibly go wrong? Well, Felix had an outing that he probably just as soon forget, but he did okay. He did good enough. He did give up 4 runs and lots of hits, and, he's been getting tagged pretty good here lately, but held on, worked hard, pitched 6 2/3, and the final for this wild and woolly game was 8-7.
Wow.
Colorado came back in the last 3 innings to make it a close game and actually had a chance to win the game in the bottom of the 9th, but we hung tough because that's what we do. And so the Mariners now a smooth, even 10 games below 500 and looking for a Game 2 win here at Colorado at Coors Field this afternoon. Let's see. They have on the hill, starting for Seattle, Vidal Nuno. And he's just got a 2.2 ERA, 0-1 on the season. Rookie. And Colorado counters with righty John Gray coming out and making his major league debut today. Yeah, so the things are lined up for Seattle to maybe get 2 in a row here. We'll see what happens.
Something?
Yeah, that would be something. The game is, again, at 5:40 this afternoon, so 4:30, our pregame here on this very radio station. Jeff, a little cooler today?
Yeah, even cooler than it has been the last couple days.
We've
now,
been pretty cool.
Hey, 56
How are
right.
you doing?
56 right now. So the high yesterday at Sanderson Field, 82. 79 today, so about the same, but maybe technically a little cooler. Clouds tomorrow, 75. Back to 80 on Thursday, 85 on Friday. Clouds return mid to upper 70s over the weekend.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS Newsradio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from somewhere in the wilderness of the Olympic Peninsula, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
6:16 here on a Tuesday morning, the 4th of August, and a good morning to you.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th indeed be with you, my friend.
All right, we've got an all-star lineup of guests coming in today. The folks from PUD going to talk solar power.
New program.
How you can personalize some solar power for your own self. Is that what I'm talking
I
about?
think so.
Yeah.
Get involved with that. Also, Brad Miller, not the baseball player, but another Brad Miller.
Yeah,
he
Quinn,
is the VP of the Splash Group. Him and Jackie McAlevey will be in the 8 o'clock hour to talk about how the Splash Group is doing. And they have a half marathon fundraiser coming up this month. We'll talk about that. And they're doing quite well for themselves with their fundraising efforts. Finally, today we've got for environmentally sound water conservation, the topic du jour with the Mason County Health Department. So we'll talk about that and what we should do and if we should be conserving our water. Now, you said you are a little, right? Already?
I think, yeah, I am, certainly. Yeah, I am conserving water. I mean, I don't know how you can not
Sure.
given the circumstances.
Sure.
It's on your mind, you know.
Well, we don't water our grass, but we do water our plants.
Yeah.
And just after Mother's Day, right? They had the Master Gardener Mother's Day thing at Neyland Park.
Yeah.
It's a plant
yeah.
sale. So I built some gardens, and then I added a drip system, which it is very efficient.
Yeah,
I didn't
yes.
realize how efficient it was.
Very good
until we
job.
got our first bill, and all told, with a lot of watering every day or every other day, it only went up $20.
Well, I heard the water department wrote a note on your bill saying, "Are you guys okay? You need some water?"
You need some water. You guys aren't using that much, but your plants are doing great.
Yeah.
No, so we used a drip system, and it really didn't take that long to install. It's kind of fun, actually.
Now, when you say you installed a drip system, a soaker hose?
No, it's a basically what it is I have a regular hose or a tube, a black tube, about 3/4 inch in diameter, and you just run it the length of where you want it to go, and then you put a cap on the end.
Yes.
Then you get this other little hose about 1/4 inch in diameter, and then you puncture a hole in the first one, and you attach it with these pieces, and then you run the lines out to right into the root system. I mean, it goes right into the root system, and it drips at 1 gallon an hour. Just like that. And they have them up to 2, 4, and then a bunch of different styles.
Oh.
And so it took me a couple days, but it's kind of like an erector set.
Uh-huh.
Or like Lincoln Logs or something. You're like building this vast
Legos.
Like Legos. You're building this vast aqueduct system. So it's kind of cool, and it really helps.
Wow.
It really has helped.
Yeah, apparently. And then also you don't go out in water.
Oh, no. And so then I got a timer.
Yeah.
So I don't forget, and it goes off at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Because you're supposed to water after 8, or no, before 8 in the morning and after 7 at night or something.
Right.
The best. So it goes off at 4 for an hour, right into the root system.
Beautiful.
So I don't waste. It's not like
good job. Yeah.
All over the place.
Yeah.
So there are options to maintain your gardens, but still be water wise.
There you go. The WW.
So,
all right. The governor.
The Gov. Jay, what's he up to?
He's praising the president. Oh, praise Obama.
Which president? Oh, the president.
Ours.
Okay.
Yeah. D.
What's he up to?
Well, he's praising his plan to limit greenhouse emissions. You would expect the
about that.
Governor to be excited about hearing that one. Democratic governor says that his state already is experiencing costly climate impacts and urgent action is needed. Inslee recently directed the State Department of Ecology to develop a plan to cap carbon emissions in the state to increase enforcement of existing pollution laws.
I never really followed Jay, the governor. I'm sorry, all due respect, when he was a congressman in the U.S. House. But that was kind of like his big shtick, wasn't it? Climate change or something?
I don't know. I didn't follow him much then either. I follow him too much now. Wait, what? No. But there has been other stuff that's gone on today and overnight, and some of it good, some of it not so much. So there was some search teams from Clallam County that did, in fact, rescue an injured hiker who fell about 100 feet over the weekend. Officers said the hiker had minor head, shoulder, back injuries, able to walk out late Saturday with some help, and was taken to Olympic Medical Center in Port Angeles and is reported to be in satisfactory condition there. Not so much the good news on Mount Rainier. We'll tell you about that in a moment. 6:21. It is a Tuesday morning. It is Daybreak with Jeff and Dale. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Ravens safety Matt Elam will miss the entire 2015 season after tearing his biceps in a full contact practice on Sunday. This according to NFL media insider Ian Rappaport. Meanwhile, another training camp injury, Panthers defensive tackle star Loda Laley was carted off the practice field Monday. The Charlotte Observer reporting Loda Laley suffered a stress fracture in his right foot and will be re-evaluated in a few weeks. Meanwhile, NFL media's Rand Gettler reporting on Monday's NFL Total Access that the Colts and wideout T.Y. Hilton are working diligently to find common ground on a long-term extension. And some sad news to report as former Lions running back Mel Farr has passed away at the age of 70. Farr played for the Lions from 1967 to 1973 and was a two-time Pro Bowl selection. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Rust. It can turn a 10-minute fix into a knuckle-busting, tirade-inducing, all-day affair. But with PB Blaster penetrating catalyst for just $3.99 a can at Napa, you can cut through rust with ease and get $3 back with a mail-in rebate. With PB Blaster for $3.99, your 10-minute fix will take just 10 minutes to fix. Conquer the job with Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/15.
Hardwick Clothes, America's oldest tailor-made clothing company, has been making our best-selling navy blazers for 134 years. Visit Hardwick.com to get the $295 wrinkle-resistant travel blazer at the price of $195. Order by 3 and get by 10. Free next day air. Hardwick.com, America's oldest, and sewn in Cleveland, Tennessee since 1880.
This is the sound of a brand new outdoor grill being hurled off a 20-story building. Now a stylish glass coffee table. An electric guitar. These are the things you could enjoy, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Visit EnergySavers.gov and get tips on how to save energy and money. Then do things like switch to Energy Star light bulbs or Energy Star appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. So this doesn't happen to the recliner you've had your eye on, or this to the treadmill on your wish list, or this to the shiny new bike your kid's been asking for. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Why does Papa Murphy's offer any large pizza for just $10 on Tuesdays? Because these things also happen on Tuesdays.
Soccer practice, softball practice, t-ball practice, picture day. Jake's mom can't do carpool, dentist appointments, orthodontist appointments, Zumba lessons, Papa-thon, PTA meetings, science fair, show and tell, book reports, math week.
Papa Murphy's $10 Tuesdays. Any large pizza, just $10. All fresh made and hot out of your oven. Make Tuesdays easier and more delicious. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's.
Love at 425 degrees.
Hi, this is Greg Clark from the City of Shelton Public Works Department, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
That's more of a continued learning, ongoing learning education. I think they have those opportunities. Well, no, then no, because it's a high school. We're just kind of looking at some high schools. We're trying to figure out which high school in the state public had the most students.
Yeah, the biggest school.
Because we're talking about Kent is in the news, and they've got a lot of big schools.
Yeah, so the Kent Meridian High School burned, a couple of classrooms caught fire yesterday. Fire broke out at the high school art building, and it was burning trees as well alongside the outside of the building. When they were doing the news story, though, I told Jeff I thought I'd heard them say that it was the biggest high school in the state, or the biggest area's school, or whatever. I guess apparently it is. It's about somewhere around 2,200 students.
Yeah, I mean, the most that is on this high-schools.com website that I found was at 2239 at Chiawana Senior High School in Pasco. And then Kent Ridge is at 2166. Then Kent Meridian is at 2127.
Fire, yeah.
So that's 2 in the top 10 just in Kent.
Yes, Kent School District may be the largest school district in the state, because they've got Kent Wood, Kent Lake, Kent Ridge, Kent Meridian, and Emerald Ridge.
Yeah, well,
5 major high schools.
I will say, too, I do not believe that this website is accurate, because now I'm looking, because we were also talking about enrollment numbers.
Yeah.
A listing of the smallest public high schools in the state. Here is the smallest by enrollment. And if you joined us at our public forum, candidates forum, some of the candidates talked about the Newmarket Skills Center in Tumwater, right next to the Tumwater Library. It says its total student population is 1. And that's not right.
And 10 teachers.
Yeah, it's like a 0.1 to 1 ratio, which would be great.
Oh, man. It'd be awesome. 10,
a little smothered
10 teachers with 1 person.
Feeling a little smothered.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of kids.
Don't forget to dot your I.
A lot of kids that go there.
Dot your I. Dot your I. Dot your I.
Not like that.
Let's see. Oh, so, and by the way, nobody was injured. No one was inside the building. They hope to have the classrooms back in use by the time school starts at the end of the month. It'll be kind of a tall order. They got a lot of work to do, a lot of mop up and cleanup. Speaking of fires, of course, Deckerville Road fires on everybody's mind, and they're still investigating the source of that fire, which consumed 160 acres out west of Shelton, if you will. And some of us will.
Some of the other stories from the last 24 hours or so, the Seattle Mayor, Ed Murray, says the city's planning a crackdown on illegal indoor smoking lounges. I didn't even know you could do that anymore.
Where's that at?
Somewhere in Seattle. Complaints of crime and violence. The mayor's office says in the past 18 months, there have been 3 homicides near the business. Seattle police have responded to more than 100 fights and disturbances associated.
What are they smoking
with these? I mean, unless it's like what they did at Frankie's in Lacey, where you could pay to be a private club member, and then upstairs they allow smoking.
Okay, all right.
But it sounds like the Ed Murray said enough of we get what you're trying to do. That was quite the end around, but now we're going to do something about it.
Okay. And a body found in Mount Rainier last week is that of 64-year-old Tacoma man who went missing a year ago with his son while hiking. The medical examiner's office identified the remains of 64-year-old Edwin Birch, reported missing July 12th last year. Cause of death still undetermined.
We hear every so often people complain to us here at the station about the helicopters. Oh, my God, the helicopters were in town. Oh, Fort Lewis is. Well, get ready for some more.
Huh?
Army is looking to conduct a test to determine whether soldiers can fire rockets at JBLM without causing too much disturbance.
No, they're only rockets.
To the nearby residents. The Trib says the hit could be noise exceeding 130 decibels, which is a lot.
Is that high?
That's a pretty large amount.
How high is the Seahawk crowd when it's racking them up?
Well, what was it?
I can't remember when we were in the Guinness World
See if
Records.
I can find it before the time of our music stops.
All right, hurry. Oh, look at those fingers. They're a blur on that keyboard.
Music, not music. Darn it.
News is next with Mary Lynn Foster.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
For KMAS Newsradio.com, I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Election Day is today. Ballots must be postmarked by Tuesday, August 4th, or deposited into an open ballot drop box no later than 8 p.m. this evening. Voters are advised to check mailboxes for pickup times to ensure an Election Day postmark. Mason County voters can get more information on the Mason County Auditor's website. Thurston County voters can check thurstonvotes.org. You'll find ballot returns and results on our website, KMAS.com. In Mason County, there are 20 candidates running for local offices, the mayor of Shelton, plus the commissioner of finance and accounting, in addition to the Port of Shelton with 1 commissioner race and 10 candidates running for 4 positions on the Shelton School District Board. To hear audio from the recent KMAS Candidate Forum, find the 2015 Voters Guide under the News tab at KMAS.com. You'll also find a link to the audio by clicking on the Politics 2015 page under the News tab. In Thurston County, there are 25 candidates and 8 races on today's 2015 primary election ballot. Elections are being held in the Port of Olympia, cities of Olympia, Tenino, and Yelm, and the Centralia School District. Additionally, measures are on the ballot in Fire Protection Districts number 5 and 9. The Thurston County Auditor's Office is urging voters not to write in the names of fictional characters on the primary election ballot. In fact, the Auditor's Office has produced a series of PSAs available on thurstonvotes.org and YouTube regarding the request, like this one.
Writing in the names of fictional characters like the Easter Bunny and Mickey Mouse takes up election staff's time, and that costs you money. Be a good voter. Leave Easter to the bunny.
Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall says voters who don't wish to vote on any candidate in a race should simply leave it blank. All other votes will count. Hall also adds, if you complete the oval, there is no need to write in their name. State Representative Dan Griffey and Drew McEwen are pledging support for those affected by the Deckerville fire in the Matlock area of Mason County. Griffey says his heart breaks for those affected by the fire, many of whom have lost everything. He said he's very grateful to the emergency responders from Mason County, neighboring counties, and the State Department of Natural Resources who showed their bravery in the face of a dangerous and unpredictable fire. McEwen also praised the efforts of first responders and pledged support for the community and said that he and Griffey will work to help those displaced by the fire get the resources they need. Affected residents who need information or assistance with fire recovery should contact the Mason County Emergency Operations Center. For 1030 KMAS, FM 104.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Mary Lynn Foster.
Here's a way for you to green up that heating bill of yours. That is save energy and save greenbacks. Go to archmechanical.com, learn about heat pumps and zone heating. We're talking about heating and cooling equipment and systems designed to heat or cool your home. Listen, if you don't use all the rooms in your home, why heat or cool them? Check out archmechanical.com and learn more. And green up, archmechanical.com.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube. For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 104.1, 92.9 FM, Thurston County, streaming audio and video this morning, KMAS.com. 6:34, Felix, the King, pitched effectively into the seventh inning. Nelson Cruz homered in a fourth consecutive game to reach 30 for the season. And the Mariners beat the Colorado Rockies 8-7 last night. Kyle Seager homered on the front end of back-to-back shots with Nelson Cruz, and Brad Miller added a solo shot among his 3 hits for the M's, who have won 3 of their last 4.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty good after dropping 4 straight getting out of town.
Sure, but
But we won't, that's old history. 3 out of 4 is what we want to focus on there. And game 2 of their 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies, by the way, Mariners-Rockies, only interleague action going on in the majors right now. And game 2 of the 3 is coming up this afternoon. We'll have 4:30 is the pregame, 5:40 is the first pitch, and a couple of youngsters on the mound for the teams this afternoon. Vidal Nuno coming out for Seattle. And for Colorado, it is John Gray making his major league debut, though. They'll hope to have Kyle will hope to get his 17th home run, Nelson his 31st home run. You know, they want to jump on the kid. And hopefully he won't have the time of his life, but you never know. And then we wanted to just touch on a couple of football notes for you. Marcus Mariota giving the Tennessee Titans a momentary scare last night when he scrambled and then ran to the sideline and collided with a scout.
Oh,
not the car, football scout. Mariota popped right back up, though, and headed to the sideline. He's fine. And Eagles linebacker Travis Long has torn the anterior cruciate ligament of his left knee for the 2nd straight year. That is tough stuff. He was injured in practice yesterday, 2nd day of training camp. It's his 2nd year as a pro. He missed last year, injuring his ACL in the final preseason game. So he's never really been in a real game yet. He is Howie Long's kid, one of 3 that are playing in the NFL. Long tore his right ACL during his senior year at Washington State in 2012. So got knee issues. He may not be long for the NFL game. That's too bad, but there is a lot of stress on your body playing with the big boys. And that's sports. And Jeff's got the weather forecast for us.
56 out there right now. Going to warm up to about 80 today. And that was pretty much the high yesterday. 75 tomorrow. 80 on Thursday and Friday. Could get to about 85 or so by the weekend. Clear skies for those days. The clouds look like they'll roll back in over the weekend. Mid to upper 70s. And clear skies into next week. 56 right now.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email, or Facebook. Now, from the capital of the great state of Washington, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, 6:38 here at KMAS.
Election day.
Oh, it is election day. I got my and Stephanie's ballots in the car. Got to go drop them off on the way home. We did our part.
You postmarked by 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Or whatever, by midnight tonight, I guess you got to be postmarked. So, statewide, as of 12:30 p.m., just about 15,000 ballots have been returned. So, it's about 15%. Is that about right for a primary election? I was listening to numbers around different parts of the...
Yeah, before we start. I mean, before the end of the day, by the end of the day, it probably won't be much more than 26%.
I'd be surprised if it did get past that. I mean, and that's usually a regular turnout. It's about 30%, isn't it?
My ballot had two things, and it was really tough to choose one to even vote because whatever. And we decided to, though, because it had in there.
What do you mean it was hard to vote?
Well, I mean, like, there's nothing there. So we voted for the fire because there was a fire levy in our district.
Yeah, okay.
So you gotta
either vote for or against it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of pennies.
And if that wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have been inclined to
cast
my ballot in the primary to move forth the 4 people to 2 people for whatever district I'm in the port of Olympia.
Yeah. Are you much vetting for this? Or are you waiting for the final 2 candidates?
I mean, the only thing I had to go off of, essentially, was our candidates forum.
Yeah.
And the candidate interviews that we offered up. And we did say, Port of Olympia folks, come on in. We only took up the offer by one person in my district.
Right.
And so then I didn't really know much more about the other folks. It was a little tough. I'm not saying that, you should just kind of fluff it, but especially if there's those additional ballot measures.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is where it counts. They're not going to like move the fire levy out of the primary. It's not.
No.
This is it.
Yeah. So, it doesn't go to the general.
No.
This is the and I think there's some other fire district things that are being
around different parts.
So important for those of you who received your ballots, make sure to get them in tonight by 8:00, please. And we know you will.
Decibels. Let's see. So we were talking about the military going, hey, we should shoot rockets off at JBLM. That'd be awesome. I wonder how loud they'd be for the people. Well, imagine.
That's exactly how the conversation went, probably.
Imagine. So they'll shoot off a rocket here and there.
Yeah.
And each time a rocket goes off, it's 130 decibels ish. So imagine then every time it's like having a Seahawks stadium, because that record was 137.
House. That's louder than a rocket. So don't get too twisted up about these rocket things. You've heard that noise before.
Right. Oh, my God. That'd be awful if somebody lived next to that all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you're in the stadium during that level of noise, it is kind of a magical. I mean, it's kind of like it almost lifts you off the ground.
And I can imagine sitting at JBLM watching somebody shoot a rocket or you shooting it yourself would be a magical experience.
Yeah, I mean.
But for the houses that are just outside the base.
Yeah.
Or the businesses that are just
magical.
outside the
the
friendly confines of Safeco. Or not Safeco, the Clink, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Loud. That is loud.
Loud as loud can be. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, our good friend Joel Meyer and Justin Holsgrove will both be in today from PUD3 and talking about solar power and how that may come into you at your residence, at your home, and how you may be able to save more money. And pretty exciting topic, actually. So looking forward to that chat. And that's going to be kind of early this morning. It's going to be right after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, about a half hour from right now.
Yeah.
Looking at gas prices last Saturday, we started talking to everybody last week. We make sure you have the tanks filled because
I did.
7 cents.
Advice.
Nothing.
Yeah, they're down.
They're down. And so my dad and I were talking. Well, maybe they're after the tanks run dry and they need to refill the tanks.
That's when they get hit with the new tax. And then subsequently
that blew out of the water yesterday because we went to Costco.
Yeah.
Where it was $2.83. And so I said, oh, well, just wait till you guys refill them when it's 7 cents. The lady at the checkout said, no, we fill up every day. And that's the price it's been since Saturday.
So is it because of the international amount of, there's been more oil and gas
I don't know what the
available
barrel
and the price is down.
But yeah, it seems as though either the prices really went down.
Yeah.
Or they're eating the tax, the gas stations, but I doubt that.
No, they're not going to eat the tax. I think it's less than $49 a barrel now, isn't it?
I'm trying to find now.
Yeah, so that's probably
Isn't that amazing?
That's really probably the compelling reason why.
It's a roughly $2.90 in this area.
Yeah. Which is comfortable enough. It's not $4, certainly.
Yeah.
I can't recall. Does everybody behave in an election year? So looking ahead to 2016, so do things settle down, like interest rates and
$45.17? No, there's a couple different ways you could think about it. I was actually thinking about this in the shower this morning, that the legislative session probably is going to be starting soon. And it'll be amazing how kumbaya they are to get in, get their budget or their bills done this next session and get out, because they cannot fundraise when they're in session. So they're going to get in and out in minutes so they can raise. And then there's other things, people can do stuff to kind of make the markets appear scary,
right?
To scare people to voting certain ways.
Oh yeah.
So it's not without shenanigans.
Yeah.
I think people are a little more aware these days.
No more than we used to.
Yeah.
We're more educated voters, I think, than we even want to be sometimes. We know more than we wanted to know, which is a good thing. But you had no idea.
It's hard. I
had no idea that river ran that deep. You're like, whoa.
It's hard to maintain a sense of excitement in the electorate when it doesn't seem to make a difference.
I know.
And the people, they talk about insiders and outsiders, and Tom Hartman was doing that. It's how Trump's the outsider on the GOP side, and Bernie is the outsider on the Democrat side. And so these outsiders are not getting a lot of positive attention with the media, And
I don't know.
Big debate coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, and I think Joe Biden is going to try to steal the thunder of the debate with an announcement before the week's out.
He's not going to ruin it.
Said by the end of summer, he'll make an announcement.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
I feel right at home on JohnLScott.com.
Hi, this is Dawn Pinnell from John L. Scott Real Estate here in Shelton. For a while now, I have been saying welcome home and sharing with you some great listings and some hopefully educational and interesting items of riveting radio real estate topics. We're moving our time slot to Friday at 8:55, right at the end of the morning show with Jeff and Dale. I hope you will continue to listen and that you will contact me with any of your real estate needs. I would love to help you say, I'm home.
Hi, this is Terry Allen with a look at the community calendar on KMAS. Nonprofits post your events on KMAS.com. Shelton Oaks holds a bingo night every Thursday. Play begins at 6 p.m. Food and beverages available. Open to the public at 741 Southeast Craig Road. Doors open at 5 p.m. For KMAS News Radio, I'm Terry Allen.
Hi, this is Seattle Mariners broadcaster Dave Sims, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Well, today's tip of the day comes to you via our expansive break room. If your coffee tastes like Junko.
A little bitter. If it's a little bit like, this isn't as good as it used to be, it could be.
And within the last couple days, I mean, if you have noticed a quick change, what you may need to do is clean out your
pipes.
Literally. So what I'll do after the show here is I'm gonna grab some of our white distilled vinegar that I brought from home. There, we love using these types of weird things to clean stuff.
Yeah.
So some white distilled vinegar, you do a run through, and then you do a couple runs of water, and it will. There's a specific word for what it does, but it helps to get the. Hate to break it to you, but our water is not 100% clean. There are little things in it, and those little things get built up over time. And this vinegar helps to flush the system.
Yes.
And help give you the best possible pick me up in the morning.
Shoot, yeah.
So a white vinegar wash. You can Google vinegar coffee pot, basically, and you'll find the directions. But it really works, and I have done it in the past, and it does work.
Don't try this with red vinaigrette dressing in your coffee pot.
And remember that this is done. Like, don't say if your coffee pot dings at the end of the cycle, go, oh, I've got coffee. Because you're not going to want to drink hot distilled vinegar.
Oy.
You probably don't even want to drink cold distilled vinegar.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's I don't know if that might clean out some stuff too, though.
Yeah, clean out some different pipes.
Yikes. All right. We're blazing through this Tuesday like nobody's biz. 4th day of August 2014. Some other headlines from around the region. There's always stuff going on. There's some traffic deals and some fires. We mentioned the Camp Meridian High School fire that occurred, and also over in the Kennewick Tri-Cities area, 7 people over there have been confirmed with to have the West Nile virus, of all things.
Oh, my God.
Tri-City Herald reporting that the cases account for all but one of the confirmed infections in the state this year, and an 8th person was confirmed to have West Nile exposed in Adams County. Fortunately, it's all over there, but that's not good news if you're over there, if you got family over there. So we're keeping an eye on that. And a Lacey woman has been sentenced to 3 years, 5 months in prison in connection with head injuries that sent her baby to the hospital. This is a report out of the Olympian that said prosecutors say Lanisha Nicholas arrested last September, taking her 10-month-old child to the emergency room with new and old skull fractures. The boy did survive his injuries and will have his feeding tube removed this week. That's not a good story.
That's different than the story I was thinking about. I was reminiscing to the story about the hot plate. Do you remember that over the winter?
Yeah.
But that was Steamboat Island, where the hot plate was using to warm the room with the baby in it.
Right. Was that Steamboat Island?
I thought so.
Perhaps it was.
What would you consider an engineering hub to be? If you were to create an engineering hub, what would that look like to you?
Oh, gosh. I'm not sure. What sort of engineering are we talking about?
Mitsubishi Aircraft is expanding here to the state. The Japanese company announced yesterday it's going to partner with Seattle-based Aerotech to create an engineering hub in Seattle as it enters the commuter jet market.
Commuter jets, yeah.
Mitsubishi says the move to Seattle designed to take advantage of the region's long history of aircraft building. And I'm all like, yo.
I'm all in.
I'm all like, yo, check out the port of Shelton.
Sure.
Or anywhere in Mason County.
Anywhere in Mason County.
But we have a long history of aircraft building.
We do. Why not?
Just thinking outside the box.
Attaboy. Keep it up. Don't stop believing.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
6:53 here at KMAS, and a good morning to you. 56 out there, going to be about 80 today, 75 tomorrow, and 80 into the weekend. Good morning to you. They've got a lot going on this weekend at Taste of Hood Canal in the Allen area. On the other side of the sound. If you're in Lacey, you can stop by and see Wally and the Beeves performing at Hunter Park for Lacey Music in the Park. And just after Wally and the Beeves perform. Now, I thought it was a good deal that they were showing Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's what you said yesterday.
I was excited.
Yeah.
Well, they're showing all three.
Oh, man, you'll never stay up for
It's
all
a triple
three anyway.
feature. Back to the Future
They
style.
might as well just show one because you're not going to make it past the...
No. So Wally and the Beeves, about 7 or so in Lacey. And then after that, a triple play of Back to the Future. My favorite's always been the third one. The second one just got a little too weird when they did that alternate 1985 Hill Valley timeline where Biff became the mayor. Do you remember all that?
Yeah, I do remember all that. I was okay with that one. It was a little bizarre. I liked the cowboy one. Was that the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, what I just read is they filmed, and there was a history of filming the sequel and the third at the same time to save money or whatever. Well, the guy who made the second one filmed the third one at the same time, and he felt that he did not give the due diligence needed for post-production for the second one. So it added a lot of kind of plot holes or weird endings of scenes. And so he wasn't able to give it the 100% because he was busy working on the third.
Oh.
And that third one, man, they were filmed in Sonora, down in California.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love that movie.
I would kind of like to see all three again. Now you got me kind of jonesing for the Back to the Future.
Well, hey, Wally and the Beeves. You could probably get a ride with some of the folks
out under the
here.
stars on the big screen. What do they show up against a building, or they got a big sheet hanging out?
Everybody just pulls out their phones and they just look at their screens. Right?
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know what. 6:56 here at KMAS, KMAS.com.
This is the fourth day of Og.
Mm-hmm.
John Lennon and Yoko Ono began recording their Double Fantasy album on this date. And what else happened? Dirty Dancing soundtrack was released.
Hey, don't put Baby in the corner. Nobody puts Baby in the corner.
Nobody puts Baby in the corner.
Did you ever see that movie, Dirty Dancing?
Oh, sure.
I've never seen it. Whatever. But when you saw it, did you feel the desire to learn to dance like Patrick Swayze?
I already was dancing like Patrick Swayze.
Okay. Did you ever feel the want to dance professionally like Patrick Swayze?
No.
I mean, not just like you doing the robot.
Tongue is in my cheek right now. I wasn't inspired to do so. No. Dirty Dancing was a little over the top for me.
Okay.
At the time.
So 87.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were almost 30.
No, 40.
Oh, yeah. You were almost 40.
Yeah. So I was in the midst of raising children.
Sure.
Stressing about bills.
This style of movie probably not in your wheelhouse.
Wasn't really. I watched it because it was popular and it was time. And my wife loves movies and still to this day. And so we went and saw it. But no, I wasn't. I was not moved. But it was okay. It was entertaining. You know, it was a cool movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't. No, I know it started a little bit of a deal afterwards. Everybody wanted to dance like that and do that.
I don't think
be that.
I've never seen it. I don't know if I was allowed to see it. I mean,
it's a sexy movie,
and I was 8, so
probably wasn't in your wheelhouse
I
either.
was too busy dealing with Bugs Bunny or Dick Tracy or something like
Easy to do it.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
A long, hot summer has a way of leaving its mark on your clothing, namely perspiration stains. We'll share a few stain removal secrets today from the Old Farmer's Almanac.
This is a referral service. Calls will be routed to an independent referral insurance agency.
Do you know the #1 cause of bankruptcy? No, it's not losing your job or running up credit card debt. It's not even divorce. It's medical costs. If you and your family don't have health insurance, just one serious illness or accident could be financially devastating. But now there's good news, really good news. A health insurance hotline has been established to provide health insurance for all Americans, even uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions. Now anyone can get health insurance even if you have a pre-existing medical condition. I repeat, now anyone can get health insurance coverage. Call now for a free no-obligation quote on affordable health plans available to you. Again, this is a free hotline for anyone, even if you have pre-existing conditions. Protect you and your family from sudden unexpected medical costs. Call the free health insurance hotline right now at 1-800-790-9836. That's 1-800-790-9836. Call 1-800-790-9836.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Tuesday, August 4th, the 216th day of the year. President Obama celebrates his 54th birthday. Summer's dog days will soon be ending, but chances are they've left their mark on your clothing. Perspiration stains. Here's a few things to know about removing them. First and foremost, don't use bleach. Chlorine will react with the proteins in the perspiration, resulting in an even darker stain. Instead, try soaking in diluted hydrogen peroxide or white vinegar. For the most stubborn stains, here's a remedy some people swear by. In a cup of warm water, mix a tablespoon of cream of tartar sauce with 3 crushed aspirins. Work the paste into your garment with a toothbrush. After 20 minutes, rinse and launder. There is your Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Find more seasonal advice at almanac.com.
1030 KMAS Shelton can also be heard on K281BM Shelton, FM 104.1, and now in Thurston County on 92.9.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Karen Chase. A circus in New Hampshire turned into a deadly flying circus when a violent storm blew down the big top tent.
Things were flying around the air that the concessions were selling and the souvenirs and everything, and I see people moving underneath the canvases and underneath the metal poles.
The collapse killed 2 and injured 32. Earlier this week, a tent came down at a festival near Chicago, killing 1 and injuring more than a dozen. A double whammy for some people evacuated ahead of a growing wildfire in Northern California. Ashley Kern was allowed to return home, only to find many of her belongings had been pilfered by looters.
They actually took suitcases and filled them with our things and then left.
Overnight, the flames jumped a highway that firefighters had hoped would serve as a containment line. More than 13,000 people have been forced to flee their homes. The Memphis manhunt for a suspected cop killer is over. The suspect turned himself in and is now being held on $9 million bond. ABC's Ryan Burrow tells us he has a court date today.
29-year-old Tremaine Wilborn will be arraigned a day after turning himself in. Police had been looking for Wilborn following the Saturday shooting death of Officer Sean Bolton. Memphis Police Director Tony Armstrong spoke with him.
He wanted to make it a point to say that I want you to know one thing, and I asked what was that, and he said, I want you to know that 1, I'm not a cold-blooded killer, and 2, I'm not a coward.
Director Armstrong called Wilborn a coward during the 2-day manhunt. Officer Sean Bolton will be laid to rest Thursday. Ryan Burrow, ABC News.
Shots rang out outside a hip-hop concert at a New Jersey arena, wounding 2 people. Police with dogs are now searching the nearby woods for suspects. And then there were 3. United is joining Delta and American Airlines in banning animal trophy transports, a move inspired by the shooting of a protected lion in Zimbabwe. That fishing boat 2 Florida 14-year-olds were on when they vanished in the ocean is now also missing. A salvage company the Coast Guard hired to bring it back to shore can't find it. The boys are also still missing. This is ABC News.
You've been thinking about switching to solar. Don't wait much longer or you'll miss out on this year's federal tax credit. Move quickly because the tide is turning. Solar power's becoming a threat to big energy profits. In fact, some power companies are even pushing for extra fees to make up for lost revenue. Warning, you must have your solar system up and running by midnight December 31st or you'll miss out on this year's federal tax credit. Energy prices are expected to increase by as much as 40% in the near future. Go solar now with no down payment, interest, or payments for a whole year. You can afford it because we finance. Get your government money and save big every month. Big Energy is getting nervous and the door of opportunity is about to slam shut. Paying $150 a month or more on energy bills? Then call 1-800-MY-SOLAR now for a free in-home assessment. 1-800-MY-SOLAR.
My home, my savings, 1-800-MY-SOLAR.
Outrage is growing over a heartbreaking video showing a child with disabilities handcuffed at a school in Kentucky. Now authorities are facing a lawsuit. More from ABC's Lindsay Davis.
If you want the handcuffs off, you're going to have to behave and ask me nicely.
An alarming classroom scene. This Kentucky sheriff handcuffs an 8-year-old boy. This third grader crying out in pain, his hands behind his back, handcuffed for 15 minutes because of behavior which his attorney says is related to his ADHD. The American Civil Liberties Union and attorneys for the parents alleging he subjected this and another child with disabilities to unnecessary and excessive handcuffing. Lindsay Davis, ABC News, New York.
A toy maker has created a new Beanie Baby called Cecil the Lion to raise funds for animal conservation. It was inspired by the killing of that well-known lion in Zimbabwe that became the victim of an allegedly illegal hunt. Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
For KMAS Newsradio.com, I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Election day is today. Ballots must be postmarked by Tuesday, August 4th, or deposited into an open ballot drop box no later than 8 p.m. this evening. Voters are advised to check mailboxes for pickup times to ensure an election day postmark. Mason County voters can get more information on the Mason County Auditor's website. Thurston County voters can check thurstonvotes.org. You'll find ballot returns and results on our website, KMAS.com. In Mason County, there are 20 candidates running for local offices, the mayor of Shelton, plus the commissioner of finance and accounting, in addition to the Port of Shelton with 1 commissioner race and 10 candidates running for 4 positions on the Shelton School District Board. To hear audio from the recent KMAS Candidate Forum, find the 2015 Voters Guide under the News tab at KMAS.com. You'll also find a link to the audio by clicking on the Politics 2015 page under the News tab. In Thurston County, there are 25 candidates and 8 races on today's 2015 primary election ballot. Elections are being held in the Port of Olympia, cities of Olympia, Tenino, and Yelm, and the Centralia School District. Additionally, measures are on the ballot in Fire Protection Districts number 5 and 9. The Thurston County Auditor's Office is urging voters not to write in the names of fictional characters on the primary election ballot. In fact, the Auditor's Office has produced a series of PSAs available on thurstonvotes.org and YouTube regarding the request, like this one.
Writing in the names of fictional characters like the Easter Bunny and Mickey Mouse takes up election staff's time, and that costs you money. Be a good voter. Leave Easter to the bunny.
Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall says voters who don't wish to vote on any candidate in a race should simply leave it blank. All other votes will count. Hall also adds, if you complete the oval, there is no need to write in their name. State Representative Dan Griffey and Drew McEwen are pledging support for those affected by the Deckerville fire in the Matlock area of Mason County. Griffey says his heart breaks for those affected by the fire, many of whom have lost everything. He said he's very grateful to the emergency responders from Mason County, neighboring counties, and the State Department of Natural Resources who showed their bravery in the face of a dangerous and unpredictable fire. McEwen also praised the efforts of first responders and pledged support for the community and said that he and Griffey will work to help those displaced by the fire get the resources they need. Affected residents who need information or assistance with fire recovery should contact the Mason County Emergency Operations Center. For 1030 KMAS, FM 104.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Mary Lynn Foster.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Like us on Facebook and get our local news right on your news feed. Facebook.com/1030KMAS.
Ascend Roofing Company in Shelton's on top of it. 868-2730. Roofing work that speaks for itself.
Just a note to express our appreciation for restoring our faith in a handshake. You did what you said you would, and that's all anyone can expect.
We truly appreciate the work that was done. And your son Ryan is a wonderful representative of your company. Thank you again for making the gutters clean and our roof moss resistant.
You could be the next happy customer by calling Ascend Roofing. 868-2730.
Beltry hits for the cycle, and the Mets pound the Marlins. Hello, everyone. Dave Packer reporting on sports.
No Ranger has ever cycled twice, and Beltray swings. He belts one deep. It's way back to left. It is history, and Adrian Beltray has hit for the cycle for the second time in his Ranger career.
Heard on KRLD, Beltray completed the feat in the 5th inning with that home run blast. The Rangers down the Astros 12-7. Fresh off a 3-game sweep of Washington, the Mets are feeling confident.
The pitch. Breaking ball hit in the air, deep to left. Back goes Dietrich, back near the wall. It is off the wall, in play. In the score is Conforto. Granderson digging for the plate. Echeverria's relay throw is offline, up the third baseline, going to second and stopping there with his third double of the game.
On WOR, Cespedes would drive in 4 on the night. The Mets down the Marlins 12-1 and now take sole possession of first in the NL East after the Nationals lost to the Diamondbacks. Sticking with baseball, David Price made his debut for the Toronto Blue Jays. Simply put, he was what they were hoping for. Price dominated the Twins over 8 innings, striking out 11 and allowing just 1 run in Toronto's 5-1 victory. How did Price feel in his debut?
If I'd have struck out 0 and had the same game, we'd have won. To me, that's what's important.
Following the death of 9-year-old Kaiser Carlisle, the bat boy for the liberal BJs, the National Baseball Congress has prohibited the use of bat boys and girls for the remainder of their World Series in Kansas. The Carolina Panthers may be without one of their best defenders. Star Lotu Lelai suffered a stress reaction in his surgically repaired foot and will miss at least several weeks. Judges paved the way for the Rams to build a new $1 billion stadium in St. Louis that would be publicly financed. The judge ruled in favor of the Rams, eliminating the need for a public vote. In spite of the ruling, Rams owner Stan Kroenke may move the team to the Los Angeles market. Dave Packer, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 104.1, 92.9 FM Thurston County, streaming audio and video on KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard. 7:10. Regardless of whether Seahawks tight end Jimmy Graham likes to block, he'll be doing plenty of it this season. And he says he welcomes it. He says, I'm blocking here. Graham told reporters via comments, out there the last few, I was pretty banged up. Midway through the year, I kind of stopped blocking. Now, over here for Seattle, he says, I'm blocking quite a bit, and I love it. It's very important for me to be part of that here because that's about 75% of the offense here. And when you have a back like Marshawn, you want to be in there on those explosive runs. You want to be a part of that. The other 25% of the time, Graham will be the guy we've come to know in New Orleans. 3rd and 10, he says, is when I'm going to make my money, and that's when I'm going to have to be special for this team. Down there in the red zone, that's just what I've always done. I'm doing the most down there. Other than the blocking, apparently he'll be doing plenty of blocking. And so a little tip there, a little note from the newest high-profile Seahawk tight end. He's a monster, Jimmy Graham. I think he stands about 6'6", 6'7", something like that. He's a stud. There is no doubt about that. All right, the Seattle Mariners had a really good game in Colorado yesterday. 3 home runs. Nelson Cruz hits his 30th of the season. There's only been 12 Mariners in history, counting him, who have had 30 home runs in a season. And he'll probably be in the 40 club because there's 55 games left. And he only needs 10 games to get to 40. We don't get a 40 home run hitter often.
No.
In a Mariner uniform. Felix pitched very effectively into the 7th inning. And who else? Kyle Seager hit a home run. In fact, his was a back-to-back. He hit his home run, and then Nelson Cruz hit his home run. And Brad Miller added another home run the next inning. And so the Mariners with 3 home runs yesterday. The long ball saved the day as the Colorado Rockies came crawling back after being down 7-1. Final score, 8-7.
Wow.
It got way closer than it needed to be. But a win is a win, is a win, is a win. And so that's 1 down, 2 to go in Colorado. And we have it for you this afternoon, 4:30 pregame. 5:40 is the first pitch on the hill for Seattle. The rookie Vidal Nuno, lefty, 0-1 on the season, 2.02 ERA against Colorado's right-hander John Gray, making his major league baseball debut today against your Seattle Mariners. See if they can get 4 homers against the kid. Huh? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
All right, that's sports. Jeff's got the weather forecast.
56 out there right now. Good morning. Cloudy. 80 will be the high today. It was 82 yesterday. 75 tomorrow. 80 and 86 to wrap up the rest of the week. 56 right now.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now from the shores of Hood Canal, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
Now 7:14 here at KMAS, and a good morning to you. It is Daybreak with Jeff. Thanks, and to you. And it is Daybreak with Jeff and Dale. We have got Joel and Justin ready to come in and talk about a new program that involves solar power. And, you know, it's a cloudy morning here, but those solar rays do make it through, and they'll be helping out to talk a new solar power program, potential savings for residential power. What on earth is that? Hello. All right, we'll talk about what else they brought in here. Brad Miller, Jackie McAlevey coming in this hour, 8 o'clock hour, and then Environmentally Sound, we'll talk water conservation. That's all coming up here on the big show today. But right now, we do want to welcome from PUD3, Joel Meyer, Justin Holsgrove. Morning, guys.
Good morning. Hi, fellas. Welcome.
Yes. Great to be here.
So now, Joel, are you bearing gifts?
Well, you know, when I worked here, I had a boss that said radio is theater of the mind.
Yes, sir.
He said, and sometimes there ain't no show going on.
Well,
and you
spot
guys,
on for this show. Yeah.
No. You guys keep it going every morning, and it's awesome. And today I brought, and actually it's real. You don't have to think of theater of the mind. An idea of how to share things. A shared
good.
Apple pie.
Wow.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes, it's
It
gorgeous.
smells good.
It's delicious. And because I brought it, each of us can have our own piece, and each of us can share in that.
That's awesome. Very nice, Joel. Thank you very
Now,
much.
this is a metaphor, I'm
It is
sure,
a metaphor
for something
for-
involving solar power. How can an apple pie teach us about solar power and PUD3?
I'm going to turn this over to the author of this program, Justin Holsgrove, to explain to you a little bit about the concept of community shared solar.
Well, Professor
and why we're so
Power,
excited about
please.
it.
I mean, what's the dilly?
Right. So, you know, solar is all the rage lately. We heard a solar commercial on your radio station on the way down here.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
I mean, it's all over the place. And here in Mason County, we've doubled the amount of solar installations in the last year.
My goodness.
So we're up to 43 now.
Wow.
And
These are residential
solar,
Okay.
yep. And they're also doubling in size. So they used to be about 5 kilowatts or so. Now the ones that are going in are about 10 kilowatts. So it's all the rage. But there are still a couple of barriers for most people getting solar. One, a system costs about $40,000 up front.
Whoa.
That's a big price tag.
That's a barrier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Barriers for sure. And the second thing is that pays itself off in about 10 to 15, sometimes up to 20 years. So that's kind of a barrier too here in Mason County. So we thought, gosh, people are really excited about solar, but it's hard to get to, you know, for some people. So how can the PUD help? And so what we've done is we're putting in a 75 kilowatt. This is a huge solar power system on one of the roofs of our PUD Johns Prairie Operations Center. And we are selling solar units, which is basically participation in this program to our customers, residential PUD3 customers. And they're only $100 per solar unit. So maybe we can't afford $40,000, but we can afford $100 or $1,000, you know.
Right.
And then you get all of the benefits of having a solar power system on your home without all the hassles. So you get the energy that your solar units, your portion of the project generates. You get all of the Washington state incentives that your system generates. And so the payback is about 3 to 4 years
Wow.
on that. And then you get the output, the energy output for the life of the system, which we think will be about 20 years.
So is this kind of like renting a patch in a community garden?
Perfect example. Yep. So it's in a lot of other places called community solar. We thought shared solar was a better visual, but it is just like a community garden.
Oh, that's a tremendous idea.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Cloudy today.
Yeah.
Will it still work?
Yes, for sure, because these clouds are going away. Yeah. In the summertime is when we produce most of our power, obviously the solar customers. In the wintertime, much less, as you know. But our power bills usually are the opposite. Usually they're low in the summer and high in the winter. And so one of the things that's cool about our shared solar program as compared to some of the other utilities that are doing it is that we are taking all of the energy that your units generate and we're giving it to you in November. So you get a full year's worth of solar production credited to your November bill, which is when our bills usually start going up with electric heat and when the holiday financial pressures are coming.
Yeah.
So most of the other programs just credit it throughout the year, which means you get lots of credit in the summer when you don't really need it. And then you're still paying high bills in the winter. We said, hey, let's serve our customers better than that.
Wow.
So pretty exciting.
That's very exciting.
So how's the response been?
Great.
Over the top.
Yeah. So far it's been great.
A lot of the events that we've attended and explained this to people, they basically say, when can I sign up?
Sure.
And actually, you can start signing up.
Sign up today.
Really?
August 1st was the opening of the door.
Okay.
Folks can go to masonpud3.org/shared
solar.
And they can take a look at the information about the program. They can even go to a little calculator we have online to see, depending on how many shares they purchased in the solar energy system, what their benefits would be for the generated electricity, what their benefits would be through the state incentive program, and see that over time. It's a pretty exciting little program that they can say, hey, there is a benefit there for me.
Man. Now, when you say the $100, is that $100 monthly?
No, one time. Good clarification.
One time.
$100 one time, and that's for a solar unit, which is approximately 1/10 of a panel.
Okay.
We're going to be putting 266 panels up on the roof.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's really technically about 26 watts or so. And so to get a sizable return, you would want to purchase more units.
Sure.
But if you only have a little bit to invest in it, then you can do that for $100.
Every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps. And they all pay back between 3 and 4 years, whether you buy one solar unit or 100, which is the maximum you can purchase.
So what is 26 watts to someone who has a regular house that has their lights on most of the time?
Yeah, so I guess I could say it this way. If you purchased one solar unit, you could expect about $1.50 worth of energy accredited to your bill once a year, which isn't much, right?
Sure.
And so you would want to purchase more to make that number grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So 26 watts isn't a whole lot when it comes to solar power, but it is the ability to participate in solar energy.
Yeah.
So we would encourage people to, if you purchase as many solar units as you can to get the most benefit, because they all pay back between 3 and 4 years.
Are there any plans, if this already is seemingly successful, are there any more plans to expand it even more past the 260 panels or whatever?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the state legislature has a cap on how many community solar systems a utility can have, and this is our cap.
Oh, okay.
So Clark PUD down in Vancouver, much larger than us. It's based on power sales, so they sell a lot more power than we do, more customers. And what they did is they opened up one of these programs, and it sold out in 1 day.
Oh my
so
word!
They said, well, we better do this again. So they put a second one, sold out in 2 days. And they wound up doing about 5 systems. The last one, took just a couple weeks to sell out.
Jeez.
So lots of demand on it. They were able to install more systems. So we're gonna keep an eye on the legislature, see if it changes, and see if we can install more. So we're doing something to allow everybody to participate who wants to. We have kind of an open enrollment period, so it's not a sellout possibility. So we're doing an open enrollment from August 1st through September 17. And on September 17, we're going to do a random drawing for all of the people who registered. And then we will basically reorder the list and start allocating the solar units until we reach our maximum capacity. Yep.
Wow.
That that way it's not first come, first serve. It's open enrollment, and then we will use a fair way to make sure we're allocating.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So-
And if we do have a second system, your name will be in priority from that list.
Wow, that sounds like an awesome. And obviously only for PUD3 customers?
Residential PUD3 customers, yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Nice. Very good. And can we talk just real quickly about the technology of solar panels now? They've really changed a lot. Jeff had made mention yesterday when we were discussing you guys coming in. I mean, some panels are very thin now, very unobtrusive. There's no real weight or any real detriment to your structure to put these panels on, right? I mean,
it's definitely improving.
Yeah,
definitely improving. Mason County does have a permit, process that they go through, and they do some load calculations on your home. So things like that are important.
Right.
You need to have a good quality roof to be able to hold up. It's mostly having to do with the wind force as it blows. I want to make sure your wind is steady, as opposed to being the weight of it.
Sure.
But you're right, they really are changing. They're becoming more efficient. So just a couple years ago, they were 5 to 10% efficient. Now they're looking in the 15 to 20% efficient range on the panel level. Integrated PV is really exciting, where they're integrating solar photovoltaic, that's PV panels, into building structures. Skyscrapers are using PV as glass on the outside, kind of translucent PV.
Yeah.
Some pretty exciting things coming up in the future.
Wow.
And as all this is happening, the price of production is coming down as well. So you're getting greater efficiency, cheaper production, and the silicon that they used in these panels used to have to be really, really, really pure. The purity level is becoming less important as it used to be. So all these things are coming together to make solar more affordable for folks.
My goodness, it's pretty exciting times.
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah, indeed. Anything else we need to know about this program? Go to the online to find out more. If they want to sign up, just call or stop by a PUD office. Or...
You can do it right on that website, masonpud3.org/shared solar.
Okay.
And there's a really fun calculator. Well, really fun. I'm pretty nerdy, Well, my calculator is very exciting. Yeah, you can change it and play with it and see how many solar units you want to purchase and what the return would be.
Okay.
That's awesome.
All right. Very good. And now, how much space? If somebody has 20 solar panels, how much of their roof is going to be covered up with solar panels?
Well,
what size is a panel?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So a panel is about 3 feet by 5 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
that's bigger than I had thought. Okay.
Most Mason County homes are, similar size kind of thing. And you can fit a very full roof, which is about 10 kilowatts worth of solar here in Mason County. And that's the largest residential system size that we see, because systems that are 10 kilowatts or less, you pay no sales tax. So a lot of people go right up to that 10.
Right up to 10.
So they can save.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, and that's a full roof worth.
It is. Yeah, indeed.
On your website, I'm looking at the page now, and I can see that you've already had a solar system in place since 2013 that has done 225 kilowatts of solar power.
Yeah, that's how large it is. Yep.
Okay. And so that is a 3, 6, 9 arrays of solar, and you're adding just 3. So there is the potential, it looks like, to expand this if the legislature opens that up.
That's right.
Each of our buildings at the Johns Prairie Operations Center were constructed for that ability. And so that the option is there if the legislature works on it. They were looking at some changes to the law this year, and things just didn't gel in terms of pulling it together.
Sure.
So the expectations are that over the next several years, the legislature is going to push that even further. But one little gee whiz on the existing solar array that's there, that is the 3rd largest solar array in Western Washington.
Wow. All right. Get you guys out in front.
We consider ourselves leaders in innovation and technology here in Mason PUD3.
I think we'd agree with
slice
you
of pie for you.
Well, thank you so much for coming and telling. I'm sure before too long, people are going to be calling. So that is kind of cool that even if you didn't get in right in the first day, you're able to be part of the draw. And what day was that again? September?
That'll be September 17th. That's a Thursday at 12 noon. High noon. We'll be doing the drawing.
Heat of the sun.
That's right.
Well, exciting stuff, with the fiber optics network that you guys were in the forefront of, and now with solar energy being your focus. This is pretty exciting times for you guys, and we appreciate all the PUD3 does, not to mention the emergency crews.
Yeah.
And all the work that is happening, and we're all hoping that we get a stormy enough winter to get our reservoirs back up, but not so bad that you guys are out there 24/7 forever and trying to get people's restored power.
Agreed.
It's a fine little line we walk, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Joel Myers, Justin Holsgrove from PUD3 and Solar. What's it called now?
Shared Solar.
Shared Solar. That's what you got to find on the website. We'll have that posted on our website as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, 7:28. We've got news coming up here in just a few moments.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
My name is Alexander, and back when I was a baby avocado in the orchard, Dad would say,
"You're a Haas avocado, son. You're special."
I knew in my pit I was destined for greatness, so I left to pursue my true calling. Until one day, it was right there in front of me. A 100% all-beef burger at McDonald's.
New guacamole burgers and chicken sandwiches at McDonald's with freshly made pico de gallo, guacamole made with Haas avocados, served with a slice of fresh lime.
If Dad could see me now.
At participating McDonald's, limited time only.
You know, there are over 30 ways to McCafe your day at McDonald's. You've got a McCafe coffee, latte mocha, caramel mocha, hot chocolate iced coffee, iced mocha, iced caramel mocha, mocha frappe, caramel frappe, chocolate chip frappe, blueberry pomegranate smoothie, strawberry banana smoothie, mango pineapple smoothie. Whew. Oh, and a variety of soft drinks and sweet teas for just $1.
This summer, try any of our delicious McCafe beverages for just $2, like the new Oreo Frappe or new strawberry lemonades. Any small drink, just $2 every day, all summer long.
At participating McDonald's, prices may vary.
Just in time for fall hunting and fishing, Lucky Eagle Casino has great news.
We're featuring wildlife-themed events and giveaways all month long in August.
Enter daily to win your share of $50,000 in prizes in our Huntin' for Bucks giveaway and earn points on your favorite machines for camo gear every Tuesday.
Meet traveling hunter Tony Smotherman August 28th. Then join us on the 29th and 30th for our outdoor sportsman show.
Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel, I-5 to exit 88, Rochester, Washington. Details at luckyeagle.com.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
For KMAS Newsradio.com, I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Election day is today. Ballots must be postmarked by Tuesday, August 4th, or deposited into an open ballot drop box no later than 8 p.m. this evening. Voters are advised to check mailboxes for pickup times to ensure an Election Day postmark. Mason County voters can get more information on the Mason County Auditor's website. Thurston County voters can check thurstonvotes.org. You'll find ballot returns and results on our website, KMAS.com. In Mason County, there are 20 candidates running for local offices, the mayor of Shelton, plus the commissioner of finance and accounting, in addition to the Port of Shelton with 1 commissioner race and 10 candidates running for 4 positions on the Shelton School District Board. To hear audio from the recent KMAS Candidate Forum, find the 2015 Voters Guide under the News tab at KMAS.com. You'll also find a link to the audio by clicking on the Politics 2015 page under the News tab. In Thurston County, there are 25 candidates and 8 races on today's 2015 primary election ballot. Elections are being held in the Port of Olympia, cities of Olympia, Tenino, and Yelm, and the Centralia School District. Additionally, measures are on the ballot in Fire Protection Districts number 5 and 9. The Thurston County Auditor's Office is urging voters not to write in the names of fictional characters on the primary election ballot. In fact, the Auditor's Office has produced a series of PSAs available on thurstonvotes.org and YouTube regarding the request, like this one.
Writing in the names of fictional characters like the Easter Bunny and Mickey Mouse takes up election staff's time, and that costs you money. Be a good voter. Leave Easter to the bunny.
Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall says voters who don't wish to vote on any candidate in a race should simply leave it blank. All other votes will count. Hall also adds, if you complete the oval, there is no need to write in their name. State Representative Dan Griffey and Drew McEwen are pledging support for those affected by the Deckerville fire in the Matlock area of Mason County. Griffey says his heart breaks for those affected by the fire, many of whom have lost everything. He said he's very grateful to the emergency responders from Mason County, neighboring counties, and the State Department of Natural Resources who showed their bravery in the face of a dangerous and unpredictable fire. McEwen also praised the efforts of first responders and pledged support for the community and said that he and Griffey will work to help those displaced by the fire get the resources they need. Affected residents who need information or assistance with fire recovery should contact the Mason County Emergency Operations Center. For 1030 KMAS, FM 104.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Mary Lynn Foster.
Hi, Tracy Leckenby here. For 60 years, the family at Cut Rate Auto Parts has been doing business with the families of the Puget Sound. We were saddened to learn of the closing of the Simpson Timber Mill in Shelton. Cut Rate Auto Parts of Shelton will take 10% off at our Shelton store for Simpson Mill employees until they are back to work or the mill reopens. Come see us for full details at Cut Rate Auto Parts of Shelton. Cut Rate Auto Parts, we've got your part, we've got your back. Thank you.
Cut Rate Auto Parts. We got your part.
The Dave Ramsey Show, where common sense meets dollars and cents.
Average household income in America today is $50,000. If you say 15% of that, that's $7,500 a year. In your 401k with no match, into Roth IRAs, into good growth stock mutual funds, you would retire with around $7.5 million. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's say I'm half wrong. So you end up with $3 million. Shut up! Hi, this is Dave Ramsey. Tune into my show weekdays from noon to 3 here on KMAS.
For Newsradio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 104.1, 92.9 FM, Thurston County, and streaming online on video and audio, KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard. And in sports notes for you this morning, I hope I have these all in the right sequence. There was a 3-homer barrage in the second and third innings by your Seattle Mariners.
The 0-1 to Kyle swing and a fly ball deep into the gap in right center field. Going, goodbye baseball. Off the back wall of the Mariner bullpen. Holy smokes, Kyle Seager with his 16th home run of the season, and it gives the Mariners a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, this is in the second inning now. Seattle's trying to build a little, so many years, poor Felix, he's on the mound and no offense to support his outstanding pitching. Here, the last couple of outings, he's been giving up a few here and there. So that was nice to see. A nice 5-1 pad for the Mariners as they're trying to get a win in Colorado. So Kyle rounds the bases and scores, gets a high five from Nelson Cruz. Nelson steps into the batter's box. And
3-1 swing and a line drive. Deep left center field, and this baby's gone. Goodbye baseball. In and out of the seats in left center field. Nelson Cruz, more of a line shot home run. Cruz with his 30th home run of the season.
So 30th home run of the season for Nelson Cruz. Awesome possum. And then the third inning. In the third inning comes up Brad Miller, who you don't think about hitting home runs very often, but he has done it on a few occasions this year. And, well, listen closely. Here's the first sound you hear is the ball off the bat.
Swinging a line drive, pelted left field. Parker looking up, and this is over the wall for a home run. Miller in opposite field, laser beam just over the yellow piping in left field, and it's the third Mariners homer. 7-1 Seattle.
Yeah, that's the third inning. So Kyle made it 6-1. Brad Miller made it 7-1, and Mariners were on their way, but it wouldn't be easy as a little bit of a stumble and hit the ground running kind of a deal for Felix. But he got through into the seventh inning, which is good for our bullpen, which has been a little sketchy lately. So we hung on. It wasn't pretty, but the final 8-7. Seattle wins. Seattle wins. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies. And Game 2 is at 5:40 again this afternoon. We'll have the pregame for you at 4:30 and the first pitch about an hour after that. And a couple of new kids on the mound for you to listen to this afternoon. Vidal Nuno, N-U-N-O, Nuno. 0-1. I think he's had 3 starts for Seattle. He's got a 2.02 ERA, so good ERA. He's pitching well, and so we'll see how he does tonight as he goes up against one of the hot-hitting teams in all of baseball, Colorado. They do really, really well at home. And for Colorado, they're going to have John Gray making his Major League Baseball debut against the Mariners. Again, 4:30 pregame today here on this very radio station. Jeff, what do you got?
South Sound forecast for the day today, looking at about the same as yesterday. 56 now, cloudy sky, 80 the high today. It was just 82 yesterday. Tomorrow, 75. Then we'll be back with clear skies and 80 and then 86 on Friday. Looks like the clouds return over the weekend, but more sunshine into next week.
Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the gateway to the Olympic Mountains, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
That was exciting. The Shared Solar Program, PUD3.org/shared solar. And I think they'll probably not have any issues of people signing up for that.
No, I wish I could do that. I don't think my power company offers that sort of.
Another compelling reason to
move out,
relocate.
Here. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just trying to build a case. I know you're not the one to have to build a case again.
Yeah, no, you don't have to sell me.
All right, we have coming up Jackie McAlivey and Brad Miller, not the baseball player, but certainly a prominent member of the community, from Splash here in Shelton. And they're going to give us an update on their fundraising activities. They've got Jackie is involved with another group that is looking for, I don't want to misspeak here, but I just looked at a quick glance this morning. She is on the list of people who have put together this group that is looking into the possibility of a community. Do people want just a pool? Do they want a community center for people to come to? If so, what kind of a community center would you like? Would you like one with membership dues? Would you want a nationally YMCA, a Boys Girls Club? You know, what's the deal? There's going to be a telephone survey coming to our area. Some 300-400 people from Mason County are going to be surveyed by telephone. And I guess what we're going to do is ask that you don't hang up on the survey. Take the survey so that we can get a good impression of what you want as a member of this county community for the kids. You know, so we won't focus on that with Jackie and Brad today, but we'll be doing more of a follow-up on the Splash activities. But she is always busy volunteering and helping in different ways, so that's kind of cool. And also, Mason County Department of Health going to provide environmentally sound tips on water conservation.
Yeah.
How about that, huh? Yeah, it's pretty good.
7:41 here at KMAS, KMAS.com. Some new news minutes from around the Northwest.
Yeah, tell me more.
Looks like we have I'm waiting for the message to load here.
Okay.
Not responding.
Well, Bing Crosby swinging on a star, number 1 in all the land, 1944.
Okay.
Different times.
Yeah, do that.
Life Could Be a Dream, Sweetheart, Shaboom, Shaboom by the Crew Cuts.
I think we heard that song.
Yeah.
At the car show.
1954. Oh, that music soundtrack was awesome. What was that called? Car show music?
Car show.
Car show. Perfect. It was, people were walking and singing and dancing.
You should play that music
all day long. That was awesome. And that was a good set. What do you have, like 6 hours?
7.5 hours of
nonstop,
car
no
show.
repeats. Beautiful. Elvis's Hound Dog, released on this date, 1956. How about that? And the Everly Brothers on the Ed Sullivan Show on this date, 1957, with Bye Bye Love and Wake Up Little Susie. First #1 song for Ricky Nelson, Poor Little Fool, hits the charts on this date in 58. So 54, 56, 57, 58, some pretty significant music being generated here in America. And then a ban of the broadcast of any and all Beatles records in the U.S. went into effect on this date in 1966. You remember why there was so much fallout?
Oh,
Jeff?
yeah, because what's-his-face said that they're better than Jesus.
Yeah. No, not better, but more popular. You know, it's all about being popular.
Sure.
Okay.
Who
so
set up that ban? That was a consumer groundswell ban. That wasn't like any on high proclamation.
It doesn't say even who banned them. Somebody did something and said, yeah, and then all these other radio stations got involved. But I got to say, I don't remember all of them. Certainly, the radio stations I was listening to at the time didn't ban any Beatle records.
I think mostly, much like there are rules of decency rules.
Adults were just sideways.
Oh, I bet. I can imagine. There are decency rules that talk about the stations, and, you know, like in some cities, you can say but, B-U-T-T.
Right.
In some cities, it's not socially acceptable.
Right.
And that's kind of how they do their decency standards.
Yes.
Like, which is why you can kind of get away with more, theoretically, in Seattle versus, I don't know, maybe here, but we get away with some stuff. And so anyways, I just can't imagine the community would have been the driver of this. Like a few people showed up to the radio station with a sign.
Yeah.
Burn the Beatles. Or
yeah.
Boo on Beatles.
Boo on the Beatles. Don't play those guys. Break their records.
And then it got bigger and bigger, right? Is that kind of...
Yeah. And they, you know, they were young and goofy. And John Lennon, to his credit, came out and apologized. You know, I didn't mean, you know, to be... I wasn't dissing. They didn't use that word then.
Sure.
I wasn't putting down Jesus Christ. I was just saying that we're more popular.
Yeah.
I mean, people know more about us than him.
Yeah.
No slight on him. It's just that this is insane. What we're going through
I
was
can't believe
Beatlemania.
this. I cannot believe what's happening.
Yeah, he couldn't believe what's happening. I get that. I get that. And then he went on to, you know, run around with Yoko Ono, and there was the whole, you know, the bed-ins and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just beginning to make noise.
Another song came out around this time in 1892. I'll sing it for you.
Okay.
Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41.
Oh, my God.
Today was the day in 1892 Andrew and Abby Borden axed to death in Fall River, Mass. Oh, Lizzie.
But was it Lizzie? She was acquitted.
She was later acquitted.
Why?
And the story continues with Lizzie Borden.
It's a mystery.
It is. Wrapped in an enigma, trapped in a puzzle.
My head hurts. I'm going to have more apple pie.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Peninsula Credit Union presents Phil. Phil stands for Peninsula Home Improvement Loan. Designed to help you get things done around the house, Phil can help you a little or a lot. This is not a second mortgage. With a Peninsula Home Improvement Loan, you can get 7.24% APR on a 60-month loan or 7.49% APR for 120 months. From replacing the roof to new flooring and everything home-related in between, take advantage of a Peninsula Home Improvement Loan, and Phil will help you get the job done. Call Peninsula Credit Union today. 800-426-1601. That's 800-426-1601. Or apply online at pcfcu.org. OAC. See representatives for details. Limited time offer. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Annual percentage rate is effective as of June 11, 2014. Loan amounts from $500 to $15,000. Terms available from 60 months up to 120 months. For payment examples, call 800-426-1601.
Why does Papa Murphy's offer any large pizza for just $10 on Tuesdays? because these things also happen on Tuesdays.
Soccer practice. Softball practice. T-ball practice. Picture day. Jake's mom can't do carpool. Dentist appointments. Orthodontist appointments. Zumba lessons. Hop-a-thons. PTA meetings. Science fair. Show and tell. Book reports. And athlete practice.
Papa Murphy's $10 Tuesdays. Any large pizza, just $10. All fresh made and hot out of your oven. Make Tuesdays easier and more delicious. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's.
Love at 425 degrees.
Are you on your way to the home improvement superstore or a lumber yard or a hardware store?
Or are you on your way back to the store because you bought the wrong thing last trip? Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti.
Whether you do it yourself or direct it yourself, you want your project on track and on budget, and you want to spend less time on the road.
That's why we're on the radio, here each weekend with the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
So join us this Saturday at 10 on Newsradio 1030 KMAS and FM 104.1.
Hi, this is Brad Patterson from the Mason Transit Authority, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
7:48 here, KMAS, KMAS.com. Good morning to you.
Yeah.
Some other things happening in our world, and the death of Alexander Graham Bell. 2 days before this day in 1922, recognized at AT&T, and the Bell Systems shut down all of its switchboards and switching stations. At that time, in 1922, 13 million phones were affected by that shutdown.
Yeah. Moment of silence for Alexander Graham Bell. I guess they did that on purpose.
Yeah, it's not like he died and it shut down. He was the only person that every day
from the sky or something.
I'm the guy. I got to turn the knob. I want to say hello to our good friend Tammy Newton, who is heading up to Seattle right now, but she is listening all the way up to Military Road.
Hi, Tammy.
You don't have to yell; she can still hear.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Military Road. So that's pretty cool. That's way up there, north of DuPont.
Habitat takes flight.
Yeah, September 12th. What a fun day. Kids 8 to 18 get to go on free rides in airplanes.
Yeah.
All the rest of us losers just get to watch them. Wow.
Maybe they'll make an exception, Jeff, for you. Tammy suggested in an email to me yesterday that maybe one of us, and it would be you, could go up in one of these planes.
Well, thanks.
And
why not you?
And do
you don't want to?
Huh? Oh, I can go on an airplane ride anytime.
Wow. Look, we're going on an airplane ride in just 10 days from now.
You are on a
Kaiser Ruski is going on his first. Oh my gosh. What are some tips that I need? I am not in the camp of offering up pre-apologies to people on airplanes.
I never pre-apologize.
I'm not going to. I paid for the tickets just as much as you paid the tickets.
Now, my son is his first flight, and he's kind of going to probably be upset about this one. They have these planes so well pressurized now and everything that's not nearly as traumatic as it used to be for young children. But, my first airplane ride, I got a bloody nose because of air pressure.
Huh.
And I was miserable. I'm going I don't like this flying. It makes me a head hurt. But that was back in the 50s.
There are people that fly for the first time all the time, and they don't offer up cards to their, the people give out little things.
Yes,
I'm so sorry.
He'll be fine.
It's 2 hours, and then you'll have a story.
Yeah.
I was on a flight to LA, and boy, this kid was. That makes for a good story.
It does.
I am anticipating. I'm anticipating no real problems. Every new situation we have put him into, he has reacted in positive manners.
Well, then it'll be fine.
I don't know how I'm going to keep myself occupied for 2 hours.
Didn't you just say Kaiser's going with you on his first flight?
Kaiser will be there.
I think that will probably take your... he's not going to nap like a beautiful, peaceful little angel laying there.
Says you. I'll be the one napping. Stephanie, what's the deal with this kid?
He may want to go visit some of the other people on the airplane.
Well, we had emergency seats on the way back, but we had to give them up.
Yeah.
Because you can't have babies in the emergency rows.
Yeah.
God forbid you have to do something.
Yeah, because then you got to help everybody else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
7:52 KMAS. Good morning to you.
Yeah.
Daybreak here, KMAS. So no real. I was just going to give him some. I don't know, some teething tablets.
Yeah,
See if he just
that's
falls
what
asleep.
I'd say. Yeah, yeah. No, that would be about my only advice. Let him be mellow.
One thing I am finding is that we're trying to find if there's any kind of kids show or something we can all watch together. And he does not seem to be interested in any sort of cartoon. However, I was watching the David Attenborough narrated BBC documentary Planet Earth yesterday, which is amazing. And they had lions because it was the desert episode. And I'll be darned if he didn't just go goo, 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 for the lions, live animals.
Like those, yeah. Yeah, that would be the thing. A little, have your little pad there and maybe some bright colored story music.
If we get him up.
He reacts to music well, right?
Yeah. I wonder if he gets a set of wings.
He'll probably
They still
get a
do that?
captain's hat. And get to sit up in the cockpit with the pilot.
Coming up, I doubt that. Coming up next hour here on Daybreak, we talk about the Splash Group. They've been doing some great things and been going gangbusters on their fundraising efforts. So big congratulations to them. They've done a lot of hard work.
And to the community.
And to the community, really, for stepping up as well. So that's coming up shortly. Also, we're going to talk about water conservation, which is a big deal around here. You know, we had these fires recently. So that may provoke people to water their lawns or water their things a little bit more right now, thinking, oh, well, if there's another fire, I don't want to be in trouble. But the amount of water you got to put in to your grass to get it saturated is like...
It's a good idea to remove fuel.
That's the big thing.
Away from your home and keep it clean and knocked down. If you have questions about that sort of thing or want to get that done, let me suggest Fred Holmes Tree Service. Not just trees, but if you needed to remove fuel or cut down some shrubs or bushes or something around your home or your yard, they can do it all at Fred Holmes Tree Service. It's fredholmestreeservice.com, or give them a call at 427-4489. Safe, professional work, guaranteed. Doesn't get any better than that.
No,
Fred
you're right.
Holmes, treeservice.com. Yeah, a morning show sponsor.
We got the Mariners for you today. The Mariners are again taking on the Colorado Rockies in Colorado. 3:30 pregame, 4:30. No, I'm sorry, 4:30 pregame, 5:40
first pitch.
That's a weird time. And then tomorrow we'll start our pregame at 11 with
Getaway
a 12:10 first pitch.
Yeah.
This weekend is Girls' Night Out on Friday night, Texas. Jamie Moyer Hall of Fame Bobblehead Day on Saturday.
Fun.
Kids Run the Bases on Sunday. And then they have a family night coming up on Monday. So another great series. And the Mariners will be playing up through October. In addition to that, we'll get ready to start our Seahawks coverage on the 14th. We're not going to have the Boston game on the air for the Mariners because Seattle is in Denver to take on Peyton Manning and the Broncos.
Yes.
So that'll be a fun game.
That'll be a good preseason jump start to the season. Washington State Cougars football will be back on the radio here as well. We'll do a little insight on the Cougs as they're looking at some new players to play big roles in the upcoming season. Satchmo's birth date today, the father of jazz.
Wow.
Louis Armstrong, born on this date, 1901, way back in the day. The guy that sang Sea Cruise, Ooey Baby, Frankie Ford, is still around, 76 today. And Richard Belzer, you know, he started out as a stand-up comedian.
He's funny.
And he's on the Law & Order SVU. He's been on there forever. 71 today. And Billy Bob Thornton turns 60. How about that? I don't know who he's married to now. He goes through them pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anybody else? Oh, yes, the President of the United States.
Connie England is Billy Bob's new wife. They got married last year.
Yeah, see, he always has a new one.
So Barack is 54. Roger Clemens, 53.
Uh-huh. And the Queen Mother, Elizabeth, was born on this date. Queen Mum, the first British royal to reach 100 years old, born in 1900, passed in 2002. And the leader of the Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO, Yasser Arafat, was born on this date in 1929. All right, if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. We have The Old Farmer coming your way, the radio version, and news is next.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
A long, hot summer has a way of leaving its mark on your clothing, namely perspiration stains. We'll share a few stain removal secrets today from the Old Farmer's Almanac.
This is a referral service. Calls will be routed to an independent referral insurance agency. Do you know the #1 cause of bankruptcy? No, it's not losing your job or running up credit card debt. It's not even divorce. It's medical costs. If you and your family don't have health insurance, just one serious illness or accident could be financially devastating. But now there's good news, really good news. A health insurance hotline has been established to provide health insurance for all Americans, even uninsured Americans with pre-existing conditions. Now anyone can get health insurance even if you have a pre-existing medical condition. I repeat, now anyone can get health insurance coverage. Call now for a free no-obligation quote on affordable health plans available to you. Again, this is a free hotline for anyone, even if you have pre-existing conditions. Protect you and your family from sudden unexpected medical costs. Call the free health insurance hotline right now at 1-800-790-9836. That's 1-800-790-9836. Call 1-800-790-9836.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Tuesday, August 4th, the 216th day of the year. President Obama celebrates his 54th birthday. Summer's dog days will soon be ending, but chances are they've left their mark on your clothing. Perspiration stains. Here's a few things to know about removing them. First and foremost, don't use bleach. Chlorine will react with the proteins in the perspiration, resulting in an even darker stain. Instead, try soaking in diluted hydrogen peroxide or white vinegar. For the most stubborn stains, here's a remedy some people swear by. In a cup of warm water, mix a tablespoon of cream of tartar sauce with 3 crushed aspirins. Work the paste into your garment with a toothbrush. After 20 minutes, rinse and launder. There is your Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Find more seasonal advice at almanac.com.
The Dave Ramsey Show is live from noon to 3, weekdays on 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 104.1, and now in Thurston County on 92.9.
ABC News. I'm Karen Chase. A father and daughter enjoying a circus in New Hampshire were killed when a violent storm collapsed the tent. 32 others were hurt. Officials are trying to determine whether the tent poles were properly anchored. More from ABC's Lindsay Janis.
According to a local newspaper, one spectator asked a circus worker if the tent was safe just moments before it was blown down. ABC News has reached out to the Walker Brothers Circus. We have not yet heard back.
The biggest wildfire in the West just got bigger. The stubborn Rocky Fire north of San Francisco jumped the containment line. ABC's Clayton Sandell has the latest.
The fire here is still going strong, still growing, though firefighters are getting some help from the cooler weather. And so far, this fire has burned nearly 100 square miles. Firefighters say they have about 12% of it contained. They're hoping that number goes up again today.
They're back at work today. Yesterday, the jury in the Colorado movie theater shooter quickly returned a verdict. ABC's Alex Stone has the story.
The jury here left no question.
Would the defendant please stand for the reading of the Phase 2 sentencing verdicts?
Deciding nothing in James Holmes' background, his mental illness included, mitigated the murders of 12 people. Jurors had the choice of giving Holmes life in prison, but instead chose to keep going. Now prosecutors will present their case for Holmes to be executed. Alex Stone, ABC News, Centennial, Colorado.
A man pretending to be a police officer picked the wrong person to pull over, a real cop. Police in northern Ohio say the suspect stopped an off-duty cop while driving an SUV equipped with flashing lights. He was ultimately arrested. A rare insight into a rich rap star. In his bankruptcy filing, 50 Cent claims it cost him $72,000 a year just in maintenance costs on his Connecticut mansion. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member Kim Richards is out on bail after being arrested on suspicion of shoplifting in L.A. She was jailed after allegedly stealing $600 worth of merchandise. This is ABC News.
Every day, millions of people suffer from
good health.
I hate feeling so good all the time. What's right with me?
If you're in optimal health, chances are you're taking all-natural Texas Superfood.
It's so annoying getting a good night's sleep. I am so awake every day.
Each bottle is packed with over 55 fruits and vegetables picked at their peak. Then we add nothing.
Just once, I'd like to experience intestinal discomfort just like everybody else.
So your body gets all the benefits of fresh, ripe, nutrient-rich produce, and that's all.
I wish I could get sick more often, especially during flu season.
No pesticides, no animal products, no fillers, sweeteners, or artificial anything.
Why do I have so much energy? Why?
Visit us at TexasSuperfood52.com today to get started on your path to the healthiest version of you. Available only at TexasSuperfood52.com.
Can McDonald's be your kind of place if you live in Iran? ABC's Tom Rivers has details on the restaurant's expansion plans inspired by the nuclear deal.
The ink had hardly dried before McDonald's reportedly started looking for franchise partners there. The Times of London says the idea is to get ready to roll when the sanctions are lifted. The trick will be to be respectful of the local culture while delivering what one would expect from the fast food giant. Examples from places like Japan and Taiwan show it can be done. While hardliners may grumble, many young Iranians say, bring on the golden arches. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
Gwen Stefani is divorcing her husband of 13 years, and Reba McEntire is ending her marriage after 26. With all this celebrity Splitsville buzz, another star couple is making it clear they're not splitting. Will Smith tweeted, "We are not getting divorced." Jada Pinkett Smith tweeted, "My king has spoken." Karen Chase, ABC News.
Local news is brought to you by Fred Holmes Tree Service. FredHolmesTreeService.com, 427-4489.
For KMAS Newsradio.com, I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Election Day is today. Ballots must be postmarked by Tuesday, August 4th, or deposited into an open ballot drop box no later than 8 p.m. this evening. Voters are advised to check mailboxes for pickup times to ensure an Election Day postmark. Mason County voters can get more information on the Mason County Auditor's website. Thurston County voters can check thurstonvotes.org. You'll find ballot returns and results on our website, KMAS.com. In Mason County, there are 20 candidates running for local offices, the mayor of Shelton, plus the commissioner of finance and accounting, in addition to the Port of Shelton with 1 commissioner race and 10 candidates running for 4 positions on the Shelton School District Board. To hear audio from the recent KMAS Candidate Forum, find the 2015 Voters Guide under the News tab at KMAS.com. You'll also find a link to the audio by clicking on the Politics 2015 page under the News tab. In Thurston County, there are 25 candidates and 8 races on today's 2015 primary election ballot. Elections are being held in the Port of Olympia, cities of Olympia, Tenino, and Yelm, and the Centralia School District. Additionally, measures are on the ballot in Fire Protection Districts number 5 and 9. The Thurston County Auditor's Office is urging voters not to write in the names of fictional characters on the primary election ballot. In fact, the Auditor's Office has produced a series of PSAs available on thurstonvotes.org and YouTube regarding the request, like this one.
Writing in the names of fictional characters like the Easter Bunny and Mickey Mouse takes up election staff's time, and that costs you money. Be a good voter. Leave Easter to the bunny.
Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall says voters who don't wish to vote on any candidate in a race should simply leave it blank. All other votes will count. Hall also adds, if you complete the oval, there is no need to write in their name. State Representative Dan Griffey and Drew McEwen are pledging support for those affected by the Deckerville fire in the Matlock area of Mason County. Griffey says his heart breaks for those affected by the fire, many of whom have lost everything. He said he's very grateful to the emergency responders from Mason County, neighboring counties, and the State Department of Natural Resources who showed their bravery in the face of a dangerous and unpredictable fire. McEwen also praised the efforts of first responders and pledged support for the community and said that he and Griffey will work to help those displaced by the fire get the resources they need. Affected residents who need information or assistance with fire recovery should contact the Mason County Emergency Operations Center. For 1030 KMAS, FM 104.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9. I'm Mary Lynn Foster.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch Daybreak live. Follow the link on KMAS.com or search KMAS Radio on YouTube.
Gillis Auto Center in Shelton. Best deals, best price, best trade, and low payments. Just go to Gillis. The low overhead pricing at Gillis makes it worth the drive. And right now our deals are hotter than July. Just go to Gillis. Open 24/7 at GillisAutoCenter.com for pricing, trade-in value, and pre-approval. You'll find a huge selection in every price range. And used car rates starting at 1.9% for 72 months. At the City Center Matlock exit and GillisAutoCenter.com. Financing OAC.
Beltry hits for the cycle, and the Mets pound the Marlins. Hello, everyone. Dave Packer reporting on sports.
No Ranger has ever cycled twice, and Beltray swings. He belts one deep. It's way back to left. It is history, and Adrian Beltray has hit for the cycle for the second time in his Ranger career.
Heard on KRLD, Beltray completed the feat in the fifth inning with that home run blast. The Rangers down the Astros 12-7. Fresh off a 3-game sweep of Washington, the Mets are feeling confident.
The pitch, breaking ball hit in the air, deep to left. Back goes Dietrich, back near the wall. It is off the wall, in play. In the score is Conforto. Granderson digging for the plate. Echeverria's relay throw is offline, up the third baseline, going to second and stopping there with his third double of the game.
On WOR, Cespedes would drive in 4 on the night. The Mets down the Marlins 12-1 and now take sole possession of first in the NL East after the Nationals lost to the Diamondbacks. Sticking with baseball, David Price made his debut for the Toronto Blue Jays. Simply put, he was what they were hoping for. Price dominated the Twins over 8 innings, striking out 11 and allowing just 1 run in Toronto's 5-1 victory. How did Price feel in his debut?
Potter struck out 0 and had the same game. We'd have won. To me, that's what's important.
Following the death of 9-year-old Kaiser Carlisle, the bat boy for the liberal BJs, the National Baseball Congress has prohibited the use of bat boys and girls for the remainder of their World Series in Kansas. The Carolina Panthers may be without one of their best defenders. Star Lotu Lelai suffered a stress reaction in his surgically repaired foot and will miss at least several weeks. A judge has paved the way for the Rams to build a new $1 billion stadium in St. Louis that would be publicly financed. The judge ruled in favor of the Rams, eliminating the need for a public vote. In spite of the ruling, Rams owner Stan Kroenke may move the team to the Los Angeles market. Dave Packer, ABC Sports.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 104.1, 92.9 FM, Thurston County, and streaming online with audio and video, KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard. Good morning. It is 10 past 8, and Felix pitched effectively enough on into the 7th inning. Nelson Cruz hits a home run for the 4th consecutive game. Home run number 30 for the season. Wow, he's on fire. Mariners, hang on. Beat the Colorado Rockies in a wild one last night. 8-7, the final. Kyle Seager also got a home run on the front end of a back-to-back shot with Cruz. And then in the next inning, Brad Miller added his part in the fun with a solo shot among his 3 hits for the Mariners, who have won 3 of 4 since dropping 4 straight. So, yeah, they're playing about 500 ball. Not enough to gain any momentum, but enough to keep it interesting anyway. And congratulations to them with their first opening game win at Coors Field in Colorado. It is a 3-game series. Game 2 is tonight, and we'll begin our coverage at 4:30. First pitch is at 5:40, and on the hill for Seattle is Vidal Nuno, a new addition to the roster here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he is 0-1 on the season with a 2.02 ERA, and a young fellow by the name of John Gray is making his major league debut on the mound for the Rockies. The Mariners swept the Rockies the last time they were there, which was like in 2009. So they're on a 4-game winning streak at Coors Field. It's taken 3 years or 4 years or 5 years to do it, but you know what I'm saying. It's been a while. I guess it's been 3 years since they've been there. All right. And then also, just a quick update on Major League Soccer. I had been digging around trying to find out how the Sounders did last Saturday against Vancouver in the Cascadia Cup match, and was not even close. 3-0 Vancouver over Seattle last week, as Seattle lost ground to Portland, who tied San Jose at 0-0. This weekend, Friday night, Chicago Fire at Portland, and on Sunday, Seattle travels to Los Angeles to take on the Galaxy. Gulp. All right, so that's sports notes for you this morning. Jeff, weather? Comfy.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad out there, about 56 or so, and the high today about the same as we've been seeing, about 80, 75 tomorrow, back to 80 on Thursday, 85 or so for Friday, 57, and well, there's some clouds out there.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email or Facebook. Now, from the southernmost tide pool of Puget Sound, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
All right, good morning to you. It's Daybreak here at KMAS, KMAS.com. We have some updated information about the Deckerville fire we'll give you before the 8:30 news. But right now, Dale, we've got special guests in studio.
Oh, indeed. We have special guests. We always have special guests, but these guys are special.
Uh-huh.
It's Brad Miller and Jackie McAlevey. Look at that. Without even a stumble.
That's right.
From Splash.
Yes.
Congratulations. You guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're here to get an update on fundraising efforts, and you have an event coming up.
We do.
So speak to me.
So, yeah, first and foremost, just love to take the opportunity to thank the community. They have been so tremendous helping us out and trying to make this become a reality. So we are just shy of our goal right now. We're looking for about $5,000 additional to achieve what we originally thought was going to be the plan. So we are very hopeful for that. So
The original goal was 100,000.
Yeah, and you're
we're
5,000 short.
5,000 short.
That's
Isn't that crazy, right?
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
Yep. And those were just the estimates we were going off of. So the community really has been phenomenal. I mean, we just are in awe.
You got to be, and that is a terrific effort put forth, and not in the best of economic times, certainly, and with all the news this year and everything. So you're to be congratulated on your efforts and to make this an important thing. If people didn't feel like it was important, you would never have gotten the support.
Absolutely.
So we move forward. You have another additional big event coming up.
We have a big event. Well, can we talk about the small event?
Sure, you talk about anything you want.
All right. So we've been asked by Skookum Rotary if we'd like to sell hot dogs and soda at Music in the Park.
Oh, okay.
And so we've been at Music at the Park the last couple weeks. We'll be there for 3 more weeks.
All right.
Selling hot dogs.
So come on out, buy a dog, help support Splash.
right.
Thursday evening starting at 6. So yeah, Skookum Rotary's done a great job putting that together this year.
Uh-huh.
It seems to be extremely successful.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're very happy that they're allowing us to have a little booth there selling hot dogs and soda.
That's good.
Yep.
That's a good. That is a little event, but it's a good event.
Yeah. And we get to meet lots of people.
Sure.
But on the 15th of August, on Saturday the 15th, we are holding a half marathon.
Wow.
At the Huff and Puff.
Okay.
And you can run it, you can walk it, or you can have a relay team up to 7 members. It's going to be 7 loops around the Huff and Puff. So if you have a couple members who can run it and a couple can walk it, each person can do one loop.
Okay.
And so
that
it's
sounds
just
fun.
It's less than 2 miles a person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so registration is at between 7 and 7:45, and the event starts at 8 a.m.
Wow, that sounds good. And that is what's the cost to run?
It is strictly by
Sorry.
strictly by donation.
Okay.
So if you know, we there's a suggested donation of $15 a person, but if you can't afford that, please come out anyway.
Okay.
And join the fun.
All right. That sounds.
And get moving and socialize and
have some fun.
There's going to be refreshments and there'll be prizes and.
Is there any pre-registration available?
Just you
want people to show up?
Yeah,
okay, so a week from this Saturday.
Yes.
At around 7 o'clock, 7 to 7:45.
Yeah, it's to register, and then the race starts at 8.
Yeah.
And you can have a relay team at up to 7 people.
So makes it pretty fun. That would be actually more beneficial for you guys if they had the multi-member teams instead of just one person, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, and I have a team together that'll kind of walk it. But I've got runners in my family, so they're gonna create their own team.
Are they?
And they're gonna run it.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's good stuff. Anything else now down the road that we should keep a heads up on for the group, the organization, or
down the road? There'll be more repairs that'll be needed next summer. So we're good. We're working on some things. But nothing's been solidified yet.
Okay. Take a deep breath maybe and relax for a month
or two.
Yeah. And we'll just try to continue letting the community know what's going on as far as what we know or what we need to continue to ask or just what is going to be happening going forward.
Yeah, very good. Well, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And congratulations to the community.
Yes.
For making this an important thing. And come on out and huff and puff your way around for the half marathon. Now, you don't have to go the whole half marathon if you don't have a whole team and you're all by yourself or just two of you.
No, you can stop anytime.
Yeah. Thank you.
They just want. No, they just wanted to make sure they're keeping track of people on the course, and if you're done, you're done, and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. It's want to get people moving, want to get people together.
Yeah. After all, this whole thing is about being active and
healthy in the community.
And healthy. You bet. Well, thank you both for coming by.
We appreciate it.
Thank you for the update. We'll promote your Huff and Puff half marathon for Splash.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
All right, that was quick and painless this morning.
Yay.
Plenty of time for more apple pie.
Perfect.
There we go.
8:20 on Daybreak with Jeff and Dale. We'll take a quick pause and come right back with more here in just a moment.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich, working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare, having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom31.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom31.com. Go to freedom31.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom31.com.
This Saturday, it's the 13th annual Taste of Hood Canal, presented by North Mason Rotary. All day downtown Belfair on Clifton Lane with over 60 booths. There's food, arts and crafts, kids events, family entertainment, live music, a beer garden, and check out the classic and custom car show. Proceeds benefit the Food for Kids backpack program. Find out more. Go online to tasteofhoodcanal.com.
The City of Lacey Parks and Recreation presents Lacey in Tune, summer concerts in the park. Enjoy local bands as well as regional acts. Tuesday evenings offer children's entertainers. Wednesdays at noon and Saturdays at 7, enjoy a great mix of high-energy music at Huntemer Park in Woodland Square. For more information on each week's musical lineup, visit the City of Lacey online.
Lacey Parks and Recreation.
Take KMAS wherever you go with our new free KMAS mobile app. It's a free download from either your Apple or Android device. Check out the latest news, connect with KMAS, and even listen wherever you have a signal. Search KMAS in your app store and download our free KMAS app today.
Like us on Facebook and get our local news right on your news feed. Facebook.com/1030KMAS.
This is John Cruz from Northwestern Outdoors Radio on Newsradio 1030 KMAS. And you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
I wear that Northwest Outdoors t-shirt almost every weekend.
Oh, we've had that show on for a while. Have you watched it yet?
Well, maybe. All right, we have an update on the Deckerville fire near Matlock that came out this morning from Glenn Kohler for fire information for the Deckerville area.
Yeah, we do. And some few important highlights in the update is that dispatch centers and the fire management team have received numerous reports of hazy, drifting smoke. I think we've all seen that.
Yes.
Felt that.
Yes.
In the breathing and the sneezing. Smoke is not being created by the Deckerville fire, but is moving into the area from the Paradise fire up in the Olympics.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you see a definite column of smoke, they should report the fire's location. For more details, you can also see some information on some website information we'll have up at KMAS.com. Also, yesterday, today, the 4th, the Type 3 Incident Management Team will transfer command of the incident to a Type 4 Incident Management team, more of the kind of mopping up things.
So lower priority as we move forward. And fire information, the phone number, the fire information line will be discontinued today as well at 10 a.m. And after that, if you want to call to find out about the Deckerville fire, you call the Washington Department of Natural Resources, South Puget Sound Regional Office. Their number is 360-825-1631. And due to more accurate mapping of the fire perimeter, the total area burned now has been reestablished at 107 acres officially.
Okay.
And again, more information, you can always call 401-5184. So we'll have some of this information posted for you on the website, but that's the latest update we received about an hour ago from the Deckerville fire.
Coming up in September, Dale, September 6th.
Yes.
There's a great opportunity. It's a Sunday in September. Yeah, it is September 6th. There is an opportunity for you to not only chuckle a little, but also help benefit Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Southwest Washington. This is with comedian Bill Engvall, one of the blue-collar comedy guys.
Like his sense of humor.
He's the here's your sign guy.
Yeah.
Here's your sign. Anywho, 2 shows Sunday, September 6th, a 4 and an 8. And you can get tickets that are on sale now at the Lucky Eagle box office. Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel, one of the great sponsors to the Daybreak program, luckyeagle.com, exit 88 on the interstate.
Yeah.
And the ticket prices are $45, $55, and $70. And if you opt for the $70 ticket price, that includes a meet and greet with Bill Engvall himself.
Yeah, indeed. Speaking of meeting and greeting with Bill Engvall, Jeff's busy honing down an interview date.
August 14th, Friday the 14th, I believe, is when we'll be talking. Oh, I'm not going to be here that day.
Man, and you set it up.
Well, you guys will have a great time.
I guess we will. Thanks.
Yep. Darn it. Oh, well.
Well, don't forget to leave the deets.
Yeah.
You'll be waiting for me to call. I'll be waiting for him to call and never pass in the night.
Well, regardless, that's what's going on there.
Okay.
So Bill Engvall, check out all the great things that are happening, including an upcoming Battle of the Bands and an outdoor sportsman show. All at the Lucky Eagle.
In September. That's some big stuff going on. Or later this month. Later August is the sportsman show. A lot of people like going to. I like going to those. Those are fun.
Mm-hmm.
See the latest and greatest in, outdoor recreation.
Oh, wow. Three weeks in a row, Deb Riley's coming in.
Is it Deb again?
Yeah, for our health.
She's going to be a regular.
Yeah,
Maybe
for sure.
Gets done with this environmental stuff. She'll get a gig here with us.
Come and hang out, talk environment all the time. That would be great. Water conservation, the topic.
Yes, it is. The topic today is an important one for sure this year, every year, all the time, but especially this year. So we'll talk to Deb in just a little while about that. It is Election Day. Please, ladies and gentlemen, get your vote out. Even though it is the primary, even though there's not a lot of big major races, there are certainly important races if you live in the city of Shelton. The mayor and the commissioner of finance and accounting. Those are two important races. For the port, one of the three commissioners is up for election. They won't have a vote on that today. But something to keep in mind, there is votes, however, for the school board. And what did we count? 10 candidates for 4 positions.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to make
That's probably the biggest one that's going to have an impact. And so if you are in the Shelton School District, you have got a ballot. Exercise your right to vote and do that by 8 o'clock this evening.
Please.
7:59 to be on the safe side.
Well, it'll be hard. I mean, because it has to be postmarked. But you're not going to get a postmark around here.
No.
So
can they put them in those ballot boxes?
Well, yeah, the ballot boxes.
Right,
it's a little different just because we're mail. Makes it a little easier. I think there's like 6 or 7 in the county.
Yeah.
From Edward Jones, Karen Shades on the line.
Karen, you're not running for anything today, are you?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Just running from, I don't know.
Meeting to meeting. You're running from meeting to meeting.
I am running from meeting to meeting. This whole week I'm doing that. But
yes, kind of your modus of operandi. You know what I'm saying.
Modus of operandi?
Yeah.
Operandi?
Your MO.
My MO. My MO.
That works.
There you go.
I don't know. Okay, MO. Yeah, just stay with that one. Okay.
What's going on Wall Street?
Well, U.S. stocks are a little changed despite positive earnings report from companies ranging from drugstore operator CVS Health to handbag maker Coach. Another news, Ireland-based pharmaceutical company Shire has announced it has made an offer to acquire Baxalta for approximately $29.4 billion. Shire reported that it approached Baxalta in early July, but Baxalta has refused to engage in discussions. In economic news, new orders for U.S. factory goods rebounded strongly in June on a robust demand for transportation equipment and other goods. U.S. bond prices are lower. So far this morning in the S&P 500, the best performing sector is basic materials, while the worst performing sector is utilities. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 17 points at 17,581. The Standard & Poor's 500 index is up 0.97 at 2,099, and the NASDAQ Composite Index is down 13 points at 5,102. This morning, volume on the New York Stock Exchange is moderate, with 216 million shares being traded, and advancers are outnumbering decliners by roughly 2-to-1 margin. In the commodity markets, the spot price of gold is up $5.61 to $1,092.41. The spot price of silver is up 11 cents to $14.63, and crude oil prices are up 86 cents to $46.03. In the bond markets, the 30-year Treasury yield is currently 2.87%, and the 10-year Treasury yield is currently 2.17%. Stocks of local interest: Amazon is up $1.81, Costco is down 26 cents, Boeing is up 69 cents, Starbucks is up 39 cents, and Microsoft is up 61 cents. This is Karen Shade of Edward Jones, member SIPC, serving individual investors with personalized attention and long-term financial advice. I'm located at 1051 Southeast State Route 3 in Shelton, and if you'd like additional information, you can contact me at 426-4590, and daily commentary is also located on our website at edwardjones.com.
listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Local news is brought to you by Shelton Health and Rehabilitation Center. Find them online at sheltonhealthandrehab.com.
For KMASnewsradio.com, I'm Mary Lynn Foster. Election day is today. Ballots must be postmarked by Tuesday, August 4th, or deposited into an open ballot drop box no later than 8 p.m. this evening. Voters are advised to check mailboxes for pickup times to ensure an Election Day postmark. Mason County voters can get more information on the Mason County Auditor's website. Thurston County voters can check thurstonvotes.org. You'll find ballot returns and results on our website, KMAS.com. In Mason County, there are 20 candidates running for local offices, the mayor of Shelton, plus the commissioner of finance and accounting, in addition to the Port of Shelton with 1 commissioner race and 10 candidates running for 4 positions on the Shelton School District Board. To hear audio from the recent KMAS Candidate Forum, find the 2015 Voters Guide under the News tab at KMAS.com. You'll also find a link to the audio by clicking on the Politics 2015 page under the News tab. In Thurston County, there are 25 candidates and 8 races on today's 2015 primary election ballot. Elections are being held in the Port of Olympia, cities of Olympia, Tenino, and Yelm, and the Centralia School District. Additionally, measures are on the ballot in Fire Protection Districts number 5 and 9. The Thurston County Auditor's Office is urging voters not to write in the names of fictional characters on the primary election ballot. In fact, the Auditor's Office has produced a series of PSAs available on thurstonvotes.org and YouTube regarding the request, like this one.
Writing in the names of fictional characters like the Easter Bunny and Mickey Mouse takes up election staff's time, and that costs you money. Be a good voter. Leave Easter to the bunny.
Thurston County Auditor Mary Hall says voters who don't wish to vote on any candidate in a race should simply leave it blank. All other votes will count. Hall also adds, if you complete the oval, there is no need to write in their name. State Representative Dan Griffey and Drew McEwen are pledging support for those affected by the Deckerville fire in the Matlock area of Mason County. Griffey says his heart breaks for those affected by the fire, many of whom have lost everything. He said he's very grateful to the emergency responders from Mason County, neighboring counties, and the State Department of Natural Resources who showed their bravery in the face of a dangerous and unpredictable fire. McEwen also praised the efforts of first responders and pledged support for the community and said that he and Griffey will work to help those displaced by the fire get the resources they need. Affected residents who need information or assistance with fire recovery should contact the Mason County Emergency Operations Center. For 1030 KMAS, FM 104.1, and in Thurston County on 92.9, I'm Mary Lynn Foster.
I'm attorney Harold Carr. During the past 25 years, more than 8,000 people have trusted me to handle their personal injury cases. I understand how an injury can disrupt your life and cause financial hardship for you and your family. At the law firm of Harold Carr, we have 5 attorneys and 19 staff members experienced with negotiating and litigating with insurance companies. So if you feel the insurance company is not dealing with you fairly, call me, Harold Carr. Let us deal with the insurance company so you won't have to.
Car accident? Call Carr or visit us online at haroldcarrattorney.com.
Hi, it's Dale from the Daybreak Show, inviting you to join Jeff Slakey and myself every morning from 6 till 9. We have what we think is a pretty compelling mix of news, information, and interviews.
Hi, this is Dick Taylor from the Port of Shelton.
Hi, this is Mike Patty, Assistant Chief with Central Mason Fire and EMS.
This is Detective William Adam at the Mason County Sheriff's Office.
This is Commissioner Randy Netherland, and you're listening to Daybreak.
Daybreak.
Daybreak. Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS.
On KMAS.
On Newsradio, 1030 KMAS.
For News Radio 1030 KMAS Shelton, FM 104.1, 92.9 FM Thurston County, and streaming audio and video on KMAS.com. I'm Dale Hubbard. Good morning and welcome to it. It is a Tuesday, 8:36 in the morning, and by golly, a big 8-7 win for the Seattle Mariners over the Colorado Rockies at Coors Field yesterday afternoon. Nelson Cruz got things running for Seattle.
The 3-1 swing and a line drive. Deep left center field, and this baby's gone. Goodbye, baseball. In and out of the seats in left center field. Nelson Cruz, more of a line shot home run. Cruz with his 30th home run of the season, and he now has hit home runs in 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive games. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? He's hit home runs in 4 consecutive games. That's pretty phenomenal. That doesn't happen very often to anybody in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's hit 30 home runs on the season. And next up, he was so inspired by Nelson's home run. Well, Kyle Seager wanted to get into the act.
The 0-1 to Kyle swing and a fly ball deep into the gap in right center field. Going. Goodbye, baseball. Off the back wall of the Mariner bullpen. Holy smokes, Kyle Seager with his 16th home run of the season. And it gives the Mariners a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, 5-1 lead, second inning. But, you know, Felix is on the hill and anything could happen. And you got to be nervous about it being at Coors Field and all the firepower that the Rockies have. And so Ben Miller says, don't you worry about a thing. We'll add a little insurance run here in the third.
The 0-1 to Kyle swing and a fly ball deep.
Wait a minute, that's Kyle again. What happened to my Ben Miller? Brad Miller.
There's your first problem.
That was probably the problem. That's probably the problem that I had. No, I had him. Okay, here we go.
Swinging a line drive, pelted left field. Parker looking up, and this is over the wall for a home run.
There it is now, 7-1 after 3 innings. Pretty good stuff. Rockies battle back. Final 8-7. Win number 1 in the 3-game series. Game number 2 this afternoon. Same time, same channel. 4:30 is the pregame. 5:40 first pitch. And maybe a name you're not too familiar with. The pitcher for Seattle is Vidal Nuno. And he is 0-1 on the season. He's new. He's only been on the club for a couple of weeks and has a 2.02 ERA. Pretty impressive. Going up against Nuno and the Mariners is Colorado's right-hander John Gray. Gray's making his Major League Baseball debut tonight.
Oh, cool.
So there you go. That's sports. Jeff's got the weather forecast.
All right, South Sound forecast, 58 out there right now, warming up to about 80 today. It was 82 or so yesterday. Sunset tonight at 8:41.
What?
Yeah, 8:40 is when the sun is setting these days. 75 tomorrow, 80 on Thursday, 86 on Friday.
It's Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Join the guys as they talk with neighbors, newsmakers, and each other, getting your day off to the absolute best possible start in the history of mornings. Connect with Jeff and Dale through the KMAS listener line, by email, or Facebook. Now, from the artesian waters of South Puget Sound, Daybreak with Jeff and Dale.
Yeah, in just a couple moments from now, we'll welcome Deb Riley in the studio from Mason County Public Health. We're going to talk about water conservation. It's been hot lately, dry lately. Nothing like what's happening down in California with their water conservation, but it is an important topic nonetheless here in the Great Northwest. And we will be talking just a couple minutes from right now with Deb about that. Coming up later throughout the day today, Tom Hartman at 9, Dave Ramsey at noon, Chad Benson at 3, and then we start our pre-game coverage for the Mariners and the Colorado Rockies at 4:30 with a 5:40 first pitch. So all that taken care of, we now like to welcome in to the studio Deb Riley. Morning, Deb.
Good morning.
Good to see you again.
You too.
Quite the usual guest these days.
I know I'm beginning to be a pest, I think.
No, a regular is what we would call you.
A regular,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
You provide such good information. I talked with no fewer than a handful of people about our bat talk. And boy, if I didn't scare all of them to death about bats.
Everybody's checking
flopping
for
around.
bats now, yeah.
Well, we got one in yesterday afternoon real late. so,
Really?
yeah. The people called ahead. It was wonderful.
Oh, good.
So,
Good. So today is water conservation.
yes.
Now, how does that relate to public health?
Oh, safe drinking water is a basis of public health.
Oh, well, tell me more.
Okay. Basically, when you look at state law and history, drinking water, food, and proper disposal of sewage are the foundations. You know, filth equals disease, and that's the basis for public health.
Well, you're right.
Huh.
Thank you.
Just confirming that.
Okay.
Just wanted to hold up my end of the conversation.
But having a safe, adequate supply of drinking water is essential. We do it as part of a building permit. There's a water adequacy form that has to be filled out that says it's bacteriologically safe and that there's adequate water to serve whatever the intended use is, whether it's a family home or a small business or, you know, whatever the use may be. And that kind of starts the building process. But right now, with the nice hot weather, you know, I come in and get to talk about the weather. You'd think I was a farmer. But there are concerns. As we know, earlier this spring, March, April, and May, there were declarations by the governor for drought in various parts of the state. We here in Mason County weren't included in those early declarations because the drought started as a snowpack issue. There's only about 16% of the snowpack that we anticipate and are used to. So those areas that have snow-fed streams and snow-fed groundwater are most in danger right now.
Right.
However, if this hot weather keeps up for years like it has in California, we too will be suffering. I am one of those people. My whole neighborhood, except for I think one house, has the most beautiful brown lawns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we let them go to sleep early, and that was socially accepted in my neighborhood. You didn't have to worry about the homeowners association saying, you know, keep your lawn green and trimmed. We just go out and cut down the dandelions every now and then now.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of things we can do around the home. Instead of taking tub baths, we can take shorter showers. Or even if you're a shower person, just cut it back a little bit to save some water. We've all heard about turning off the water when you're brushing your teeth so it's not just running down the tap. Run the dishwasher when it's full. Run the wash machine when it's full, or use your levels. You know, if you have a small load that you want to wash, use the low water level. Just lots of common sense things that I think a lot of us do anyhow. But there are some really cool things that we have access to here in Mason County that are going on. We have WSU and the Master Gardeners who can tell us how to install rain gardens in our yards.
There you go.
I was at a meeting last night and one of the people announced that they were proud to tell us that they had ripped out their lawn and put in a native rain garden. So they don't have the watering, the mowing.
Right.
So that was really kind of cool. But they can also tell us what kind of plants to plant. And then we have the Conservation District who has an annual native plant sale.
Yes.
And they are so reasonable. Every now and then I'll go down and buy a bundle of something and plant it, whether it's, you know, kinnikinnick or one of the shrubs, the snowberries or something that's native.
And
where
you don't
I need
have
something.
to pay much attention to those once they're in the ground, do you?
No, because they're native.
Yeah.
And they're used to the weather conditions here. Let me see. I don't want to miss anybody here. The Master Gardeners of Mason County are absolutely excellent. And best management practices for people who have little or big farms or ranches. The Mason Conservation District is there with some good ideas. And they go all the way from, you know, how to properly fence your animals from the surface water to maybe even catching some of the runoff into ponds and things. We have The PUD number 1 is doing a project right now, which gets back to the water conservation issue more directly. They have contacted other water purveyors in the area and have set up a system where people will be taking well dips throughout the year and into the future, so we can see what the static water levels are doing here in the county.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And they are, PUD has several systems that they own and several that they manage. And the water systems that are working with them are also very popular in the community as purveyors of water. So we're looking forward to getting some results from that, but they're all working together. And our own Office of Emergency Management up at the Public Works Building is working on putting the finishing touches on a water emergency section to the emergency plan for the county. And I've been reviewing sections of that. We're going to have a meeting come up, but they're looking at bigger picture things, getting water in if somebody's well goes dry. What do you do? Who do you contact? What agencies work on all of this? And one of the things that I haven't done for a while that I will be doing because of this plan is finding those purveyors of water. There are companies that will bring in cases of water during the floods in '96 when so many people lost everything. One of the most awesome sights I saw was a Budweiser truck pulling in with cases of cans of water that they were dropping off and donating to the folks because the water system was out. They switched over and canned water for a while.
Okay. We have a lot of different little water districts throughout the county and some that are managed by PUD 1 and what have you. So I guess I wanted to ask, Deb, is there any, at this moment in time, anybody that is in a dangerous position of running dry, or have you noticed any emergency situations yet?
We haven't heard of any, but at the same meeting I referred to last night, one of the people said that their neighbor's well went dry last summer.
Oh, wow.
So I'm assuming that was a shallow, low producing well, or maybe they had some sort of a tremor or something that caused the well to cave in on itself.
Oh, okay.
And that's what we saw a little bit with the Nisqually quake, was some damage to wells, with the shaking and shifting.
Sure.
But that's another thing that I was able to tell people last night is that we get calls from our emergency management folks because people call them and say, my well went dry, what do I do? So they keep us apprised of what areas we're having issues, whether it's up on the canal or out on Quaqualam or wherever. A lot of times when we see issues, it's not with the public water systems, especially the ones that are managed, but with individual wells that may not be as deep. They're in a shallow aquifer, or it just may have some very old wells that may have some construction issues now.
Right. So far, so good as far as we know.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other tips you can pass along to us this morning?
Oh, gosh, I've got so many. And I think if everything goes the way it has, they'll probably be up on your website.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
If you want to wash your car, pull it onto the lawn and wash your car on the lawn so that the lawn's getting a little bit of water while you're washing your car.
Okay.
Speaking of lawns, when they're dormant, they still need a little bit of water, and that's about an inch a month. So if it rains like it did a couple weeks ago for a little bit, we're good. But if it doesn't rain for more than a month, put out the sprinklers and put about an inch of water on the lawn just to keep the roots viable.
All right. I noticed I raked my dry lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of loose straw. And so it thinned it out a little bit as well. Yeah. Is that okay? Of course, you're not...
From what
You're not a landscaper, but
I'm not a landscaper, but from what I read, that's fine. And then in the fall, when it starts to rain and that lawn comes back, keep your lawnmower up so it's a little longer. To those pieces of lawn, the leaves, I guess, the blades. Thank you. Will protect each other from the sun. They'll if it's a little longer, it also forces the weeds out. When we keep our lawns too short, the weeds have a really good chance of growing.
Dominating a little bit
Yes,
more.
I've learned that.
That's something.
But yeah, so just don't be wasteful. Don't let the water run unless you're using it for something. Now, people with older homes, sometimes we worry about lead coming from the pipes. So that first water of the day you don't want to drink. You want to shower with it. You want to flush toilets. If you're in the kitchen making a pot of coffee, you want to take some off the top, maybe in a pitcher to water the plants.
Okay.
You know, so don't drink the first water if you have an older home, but don't waste it either.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, one of the articles I researched for the tips said when you're letting the shower warm up, capture that water and use it for watering plants.
Oh.
You know, rather than running it down the drain. Keep a pitcher of water in the refrigerator to have cold water rather than letting the tap run to get cold water.
Those are good ideas.
So.
Wow, look at you.
I'm just...
You're full of it, full of ideas.
Water guru today.
Very good advice, good tips. We're in a dry spell. Yes. When's the next rain coming, Jeff?
Well, I thought that we were going to see some on Monday, but now there's nothing for the next 10 days at least.
Yeah.
There we are. So we'll continue to soldier on very conservatively.
Yes.
But there's not a don't use water unless you absolutely have to kind of a situation yet.
No.
We're not rationing our water yet.
One neighborhood, because at the commission meeting the other day, a citizen came up to me and said, "You'll be so proud of us. We've gone to every other day watering."
Oh, nice.
And they did that on their own.
That's nice.
You know, people are aware, they're thinking about it and working together. And that's such a nice thing to see.
Yeah, it really, truly is. And people are behaving themselves for the most part, knock on wood. We don't see a lot of, the fire ban is in effect, and we're not getting a lot of abuse to that. So that's good. People are just conscientious of it being dry and hot.
Yes.
And so consequently, you know, water's at a premium this year. Gotta be careful. Yeah. So we're not out yet.
No, it's a precious resource.
Indeed it is. 8:54. Thank you again, Deb Riley from the Mason County Health Department. And quick break, and we'll put the wraps on our Tuesday here in just a moment. Daybreak with Jeff and Dale will continue.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio. Taylor Shellfish is a proud sponsor of the Environmentally Sound program. For 5 generations, the Taylor family's been stewards of a healthy and prosperous Puget Sound. In partnership with nature, Taylor Shellfish brings you the freshest, most sustainable shellfish you'll ever eat. Visit their store at 136 Southeast Lynch Road. Open daily from 10 to 6, and they're online at TaylorShellfishFarms.com.
Mason County Garbage and Recycling on Johns Prairie here in Shelton is pleased to offer safe and efficient removal services. Mason County Garbage and Recycling is always mindful of environmental standards and is continuously striving for the highest excellence. Mason County Garbage and Recycling, upholding your trust within the community. Questions? Call 426-8729. In Belfair, 275-4590.
Hi, I'm Ken Slater, the Roof Doctor. If you're like me, your family's important, so make sure that they're well taken care of. One of the best ways to do that is to provide a safe and warm home to live in. For over 50 years, the Roof Doctor has been helping families stay safe and warm by building roofs that last for generations. Our teams have some of the most experienced roofers in the area, and we only use the highest quality materials to keep your family safe, warm, and dry. That's the Roof Doctor. Give us a call.
Hi, this is Jackie McAlevey from Splash, and you're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
Thanks, Jackie. It is about a minute till we wrap things up here on KMAS and KMAS.com.
Lose inches off your waistline.
Oh. I mean, tell me more.
Just walk.
Oh.
Research is true. Losing inches from your waistline is easy as standing up. Those who spent 2 hours walking rather than sitting had waistlines 3 inches smaller on average. Study done by the European Heart Journal. Study also found that those who spent less time sitting, more time walking, healthier, lower risk of heart disease. 782 men and women, 7 days, tracking how long each person laid down, sat, stood, walked, whatever. They also tracked their height, weight, blood pressure, waist size, even took note of their sugar, fat, and cholesterol levels. All that data showed most people who spent 9 hours on average sitting down, which is 60% of the time that they're awake, is bad. And you had a healthier BMI and a thinner waistline if you just walked more and stood up more.
Walk a little.
Walk and just don't sit. Don't just do something. Sit there. Oh no, wait, that's the. See you tomorrow.
You're listening to Daybreak with Jeff and Dale on KMAS News Radio.
A long, hot summer has a way of leaving its mark on your clothing, namely perspiration stains. We'll share a few stain removal secrets today from the Old Farmer's Almanac.
This is a referral service. Calls will be routed to an independent referral insurance agency.
Do you know the #1 cause of bankruptcy? No, it's not losing your job or running up credit card debt. It's not even divorce. It's medical costs. If you and your family